complete college basketball's greatest rebound and rebuild with a championship.
If you're going to war and I'm coaching, I'm taking these guys.
Baylor, kings of college basketball, #1 in the land, and the trophy is coming to Waco.
Baylor, one of the great turnarounds in college athletics history, national champions in year 18 for Scott Drew.
Our fans that have been with us for the lean years, the good years, and our administration, President Livingstone, Mac Rhodes, they all deserve this. The city of Waco deserves this. Hey, Texas, we got a national championship too. The state deserves it.
Did I stutter?
He has time, launches it to the end zone. Touchdown! Terrence Williams!
But they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
The 2011 winner of the Heisman Trophy is Robert Griffin III, RG3!
Welcome to Up Tempo on SicEm365 Radio.
Langoliers, base hit to center, and the Baylor Bears win their first Big 12 tournament championship.
Their fat little girlfriends are telling them what they want to hear, which is how great you are.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
Call us on the Impact Health Labs caller line at 254-339-1122.
Hello? You play to win the game.
Yep, just ready for OU.
You can't handle the truth.
Here's Drake Toll.
Welcome into the Petty Clinic Low T Bears Den. Happy Monday, everybody. It is the 100th show of Up Tempo today, live on the air every weekday since January 4th, rolling through June 7th today. Happy Monday, everybody. A lot of boxes to check off across college athletics, and we're asking you, what is your favorite all-time up-tempo moment? Call us or text us 254-339-1122 because there are a lot of them. This show has had some crazy happenstances over the course of just 6 months, but 100 shows today to commemorate it all. We got the phone lines open. Again, 254-339-1122. Those are being pulled up actively. The rain's falling outside, and it was a long weekend in college baseball as the NCAA tournament kicked off this past weekend. We got Andrew Robertson in studio with Marquise Cooley, Armstrong Sims, and Jack McKenzie. Here's how today's show is going to go. We're going to recap some of this college baseball action here at the top of the show, a little bit of softball as well as the World Series is taking place in Oklahoma City. And then as we continue through the 11 o'clock hour, we've got show clips from day one. It's insane, the drastic difference from day one all the way through now when we very first started off up-tempo. Tell you what, on top of that, you got great interviews like Sam Pittman, crazy hot and Matrix guy. A lot of the favorite moments for those of us in the studio. You ever seen The Office? Hey, Rob, you're an Office guy, right?
I've seen The Office.
Armstrong's a big Office guy. Armstrong's sticking his tongue out, waving his head. Armstrong's excited that we're asking about The Office. Right? Armstrong, stop.
Calm down, Armstrong.
On The Office, they have every now and then they'll do in the middle of a season, they'll be like, hey, let's do a recap of past episodes.
Sure.
And they just do the best moments that came through. It's like the HR guy comes into the office that one time, and they do a recap of all those, the best ones, because it's like, hey, we don't have any HR problems. Well, it turns out they do.
A lot of them.
So today we're gonna basically, if the FCC has not already flagged us, they probably will after today.
Absolutely,
and after we go through our top moments. I'm looking right now, so they just showed a replay of the big hit last night for Vanderbilt that won the game against Georgia Tech. They finished that game off. Final score 13-9 on a walk-off grand slam. So that's right where we're getting in the across the course college baseball over the weekend. Andrew, our resident baseball expert, is in the studio today.
Yep.
We got a lot going on in the Gainesville Regional, and that's kind of where I want to start. The highlights from the Gainesville Regional. So I kept a close eye. I was glued to college baseball across this weekend, and right now there's Mississippi State playing Campbell. Mississippi State with a win in that one would advance to Super Regional against Notre Dame. The Gainesville Regional, Florida loses game one. Florida's the 1 seed in their regional, the 15th national seed. They lost 5-3 to South Florida, the 4 seed. Then they go and they play, losers bracket game, winner go home, South Alabama, 3 seed. Final score in that one, 19-1. Florida gets jacked by South Alabama. They're home in 2. Guess who was home in 3? TCU comes out of the gate swinging. They look okay. They're going to be all right. They win their first game. Then they get Dallas Baptist on the docket. DBU takes down TCU. Then you got Oregon State in a winner-go-home game for TCU to keep another Big 12 team alive in this postseason. They fall to Oregon State in an elimination game. I think it was like 3-2. I think TCU got maybe 4 hits on the day, and they go home. So a win against McNeese State 12-4, an 8-6 loss to Dallas Baptist, and then a loss to knock them out of the postseason against Oregon State. Final score in that one was 3-2. Hey, Rob, what do you make of all this action across college baseball?
It's a lot of baseball. Very exciting. One of the things that I think you're going to run away from is that Arkansas lost against Nebraska. I think that's hilarious because Arkansas is the best team to ever touch a baseball field. I also like that the Gainesville Regional is definitely the one to watch because neither South Alabama or South Florida have ever even made a super regional. That game's going on right now. I believe if South Florida wins that, they will advance to the super regional. Is that correct?
Yeah, so in 2008, let me take you back. Fresno State was a 4 seed overall in the nation. Also, looks like LSU and Oregon, some LSU-Oregon action going on right now. It seems as though LSU, what's the score on that one, or is it gone final?
I believe that was last night. LSU won 4-1. So now in that region,
they gotta
play again. Basically, They both have 1 loss, and it's a winner go home for them.
A lot of if necessary games going on across college baseball. But yes, Arkansas lost to Nebraska last night. It's winner go home for them tonight. And I think 6 o'clock is what time their game is. Ole Miss. So here's today's slate. Mississippi State and Campbell. That's not a winner go home game. South Alabama, USF could end up being a winner go home game for one of those 2 teams. South Florida wins it. They'll be a 4 seed to advance. I was talking 08. In 2008, Fresno State was a 4 seed. They made it all the way to the national title game. And won it.
No way.
Fresno State started as a 4 seed in their regional and won the national title. Then we got Oregon State, Dallas Baptist today. That's a winner-take-all game. Old Dominion, Virginia is a winner-take-all game. Nebraska, Arkansas, same thing. Stanford, UC Irvine, LSU, Oregon. LSU and Paul Maneri's last season, their head coach retiring after this year, has a shot to make it to the super regional round if they can win today against Oregon. I don't know how much you got to see, Andrew, as we're about to get into these calls over the weekend of college baseball, but I'll tell you what, a lot of good stuff going on.
I actually did get to watch the recap of the final TCU game, unknowing what the outcome was. It was just in my recommended on the old tube, and I watched it, and I was in shock. I thought TCU was going to make a deep run this year, and that's my biggest takeaway is that TCU baseball is a fraud.
Yeah, well, they did sweep Baylor.
Don't worry about that.
Tell you, I tweeted a few things out about old, I think Jeff was our friend that is the baseball commissioner. Maryland was out Maryland was out pretty quick. They may have done better than I expected. I shouldn't have let off with Maryland. Michigan was out very quickly.
Shocking.
Michigan didn't last very long at all.
Wow.
TCU, they should have put Baylor in over TCU if you really think about it.
I mean, if you do the numbers on it, it makes more sense to do that.
If you really think about what's logical, Baylor should have made it in over TCU.
Mm-hmm.
Texas Tech advanced, a couple of these other teams. NC State upset. They upset Louisiana Tech in the Ruston Regional. They're moving on. Tennessee, it took a walk-off grand slam down by 3 in the bottom of the 9th to get past Wright State, but they've since made it all the way past the championship of their regional, and they'll play the winner of LSU and Oregon today. And then Old Dominion, Virginia, they're playing for spot in Supers. Notre Dame's going to Super Regional. Texas. So 2 Big 12 teams have already punched their ticket in Texas Tech and Texas. Let's roll into these phone calls today. 153rd call for T-Rex today. T-Rex, what's going on? Happy show number 100.
Hey, happy 100. It's kind of like, you remember, I don't know, y'all don't actually go to school in Arkansas, but, here in Texas on day 100 of kindergarten, I remember that being a celebration. We made T-shirts, we painted our hands, put them on our shirt, and it was kind of a cool thing. I don't know. I don't really understand the point of it, but, hey, can we make some, handprint T-shirts and be like, hey, happy 100?
We can make handprint T-shirts. That's a great idea. Also, you'd have to bring 100 of something, toothpicks or pennies or Jolly Ranchers. Did you do that?
I don't know. In Texas, we could bring 100 teeth, but not in Arkansas because y'all need to have one.
Hey, if you brought 100 teeth and they were your own teeth, you've probably got more problems than bringing 100 teeth to school. You need medical attention.
No, they're teeth that I've collected off of my enemies.
Right. TCU.
Yeah, of course.
100 episodes in, T-Rex. Thanks for calling us through most of them.
Hey man, I like to usually call and say it's a beautiful day, but it is not. It is not a beautiful day outside, even up here in DFW. Anyways, doesn't even matter. Y'all talk about baseball. Whatever, right, man? Like, Baylor ain't in it, so I ain't watching this. But I got to be quick because the wife just brought me some scrambled eggs.
Yeah.
And the dog's going to try and steal them, so I'm going to be quick here in between work calls. But, man, I'm just so excited for y'all. That's all all I really want to talk about today is just thank y'all for making this show. Thank you to David Smoak and the crew and Ashley and all them for giving y'all this time. The main show at 3 o'clock is awesome, but then giving us a little something in the morning. Just great. Thank y'all for, covering all the little sports, all the and all the random tidbits. And y'all are, just a good way to start your morning. Obviously, probably most people aren't starting their morning at 11 o'clock, but, I start my morning when I want to start my morning. So sometimes you are the first thing I do in the day. Even before I, take my morning trip to the outhouse, I'm listening to up-tempo because it's always up-tempo, never down. Is J.D. even there today? It's a 100th call. I didn't see him. Is he there?
Yeah, he's going to be here this afternoon. I think he's getting ready right now in some kind of elaborate costume.
Oh, my goodness. Who wears costumes? Do people wear costumes to Baylor things? Like, that's weird, man.
Sunshine.
Who would ever do that?
Sunshine.
Who would ever do that? That's just weird, man.
Costumes.
I can't condone dressing up at Baylor-related things.
No masks either. If you wear a mask, you're probably the worst.
Hey, man, wearing masks since before it was cool, so COVID wasn't nothing, man. Anyways, guys, like I said, appreciate y'all. Armstrong, Jack, I'm sorry, I can't remember your name. I'm terrible with names, but you're expert NBA guy in the back. And then anybody else that's, helping out in the background, y'all do more work than Drake and J.D. actually do. So props to y'all. Props to whoever hits the accept button on my phone calls every time I call in, because that's got to be a difficult job to accept these phone calls from me. So appreciate it. I'll leave you with one last thing, and then maybe if you got a Bear Games question, we can hit that. I don't live in Waco, so I need to update that little graphic. It's not T-Rex from Waco. I live in Fort Worth. Or you can just put parts unknown because you never know where I'm at. But I definitely do not live in Waco, so let's get that updated. I'm wondering what I'm paying for here, Jeez. But yeah, congrats again on 100 shows. I'm just rambling because I got nothing else to talk about on this rainy day. SicEm Bears. Man, I can't wait for football season, but we'll get to that when we get to it.
Oh yeah, we will. Hey, T-Rex, Bear Games question today. Also, thanks for the kind words there. We're gonna get into some commemorative stuff as the day goes on, and it's an exciting day for myself and the rest of us in studio. But Bear Games question today: favorite single up-tempo moment? I mean, there have been so many terrible things where the FCC should have just snatched us right up, but we're still rolling.
Well, I have a moment, but before I get to that, I want to say, can we make some up-tempo shirts that say, like, a special message to the FCC? I mean, probably can't print what I want to say on there because, but, it would be fun to make some up-tempo shirts, with some kind of little dish to the FCC. But we can make Jack work on that. He didn't have enough to do. Anyway, my favorite up-tempo moment was just a few weeks ago, maybe last week, or maybe the week before that, I can't remember, when I asked a simple question about baseball and, what's it going to take for Baylor baseball to get better and being a money sport, I guess, or a pay-to-play, and then y'all went on like a 30-minute tangent about, how expensive baseball is and travel games and all that, and no one ever actually answered my question, but it was fun to watch. It was fun to watch, watch J.D. I'm sorry, not J.D., but Drake just get absolutely destroyed by Armstrong and Jack and everybody else. So I'll make sure I bring up another topic here next week, and y'all can also destroy him again.
Yeah, who knew that would be such a hot topic? Hey, T-Rex, thanks for your call and your many calls over the course of the show. You're a mainstay and a staple of what we do, and it's always a pleasure.
Hey, no problem, man. Up tempo, never down. SicEm Bears.
Boom, SicEm Bears. We got our father, Jack Wheeler, on the line, too. The same guy, Jack Wheeler. See, Jack is the one that came in day one, like prior to even Up-Tempo's existence. in a certain little post-game show on SicEm365 Radio. And Jack, here we are, like, I don't know. I mean, it's not a year, but about 8 months later, and what has changed?
Hey, man, look at us. Hey, look at us.
Who'd have thought?
Not me.
Not me. Wow.
Not me. But seriously, guys, congrats on the 100 shows. That's huge. I mean, 8 months ago, who would have thought? Look at us now. Oh, and also, Armstrong, welcome to the No Gallbladder Club. You know how I feel.
Yeah, welcome to the No Gallbladder Club, Armstrong. That's a big shout out there from Jack Wheeler on the not having a gallbladder. Armstrong looks flattered, actually. He's giving a good old fist pump. Hey, Jack, for you too, man, starting out in the post-game show and now moving through up-tempo, it's been an awesome ride, and thanks for coming along with it.
No, for sure, man. It's been a long ride. Can't believe it's been that long. Let's do 100 more.
Yeah, let's do 100. Let's do like 7 million more. We're going to do it live.
Yeah, I'm down.
Jack Wheeler, your favorite up-tempo moment. It's our Bear Games question of the day today. What has tickled your fancy?
There's been some great moments. I mean, from Mike Woodson, all the people you've had on the show. My favorite moment's probably y'all showed the day after national championship. I mean, all on Cloud 9. I'm still on Cloud 9, but what a time.
Yeah. Yeah, I will say that on the interview list, Jonathan Chamwa-Chachwa, a day removed from the national championship, is one of the cooler ones that we've done. And that entire post-national championship week was nuts, and we're still living the high of it. But, hey, like I said, Jack, our father, thanks for being a mainstay and a staple of all the things that we do, and it's always great to hear from you.
Dude, absolutely. Keep doing what you're doing, Drake, and send you all my best from Houston. So, sick 'em Bears, and keep on going.
I love it. Thanks, Jack. Great to hear from you, like I said. I love it. Our father from Houston. Nice. Very nicely done. How about Joe Frazier? You got the 100th show and a couple of some softball talk. What's going on, Joe?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? Congratulations on the 100th show. I'm actually moved around a little bit. I'm up in the DFW for a couple of days. I'll be back down at the RV, though, because the RV life is where it's at.
That's right.
But congratulations to you guys. I mean, it's been quite a ride, and it's been fun, and I can't wait to see what the future holds, because, I mean, it's just you guys are doing great things, and I got nothing but kudos to all of you guys that make this show happen. Of course, Ashley and Smokey and those guys making stuff happen as well. It's great. It's a team effort, but you guys do great things. But as far as NCAA softball, man, it's just this weekend, this tournament has been like no other. I mean, they had to play all 4 games on Saturday, and they even went into like 2:00 in the morning, local time. And then now they're going to have to play all 4 semifinal games now. And this is it's intense, man. This is nuts.
Joe, I think, so I've been following the College World Series pretty closely. Interestingly enough, and I think I mentioned this on last week's show, but as a family, we would go year in and year out to Oklahoma City. I've been there quite a few times to see the World Series and follow along with it pretty frequently. So I find it very interesting for folks that may not have kept up with this as much. One of the things they did, there was a big uproar when 2 of the nation's best teams, Alabama and Florida State, had to play the other night at like 2 a.m., 1:30. Folks were really upset that, a lot of these players have their season, their career on the line, and you're forcing them to play that late. That was mostly due to a weather delay, which makes sense. But then it started to come out like, hey, on the college baseball side, they get hot towels and showers, and they've got locker rooms at the facility and showers at the facility, and they're able to do, massages and the different amenities that they get over the course of 2 weeks, whereas softball is packed into like 6 days. You're playing at 2 a.m. You don't have a single shower at the facility. You got to go do all your stuff at the hotel, and who knows which hotel you're going to be staying in, and there's just a lot of ins and outs of softball that really don't match up to what baseball does. But the numbers, as far as attendance, the numbers as far as viewership, those are comparable. So I'm glad you mentioned that. One of the interesting things that I saw, Joe, Patty Gasso, the head coach of Oklahoma, comes out and is like, hey, it's stupid that these teams are playing so late at night. It's stupid we're playing early in the morning. We need to expand this. So the NCAA responds and says, okay, we'll add a day, and you can play on Monday now for Oklahoma and James Madison, win or go home. Alabama, Florida State, win or go home. And so it's interesting to me, though, Joe, she comes out, advocates for it. NCAA says, okay, fine, we'll do it. But now a lot of fans are upset because they'd already bought tickets to go to the championship series that was supposed to begin today.
No, man, I'm with you on that. I will say it is a little tough to hear you. It sounds like you're way back away from your mic, but I could understand what you're saying, and I picked up what you were putting down on that. Basically, the way I look at it is the NCAA has a dozen eggs on their face right now because it seems like it's starting to come to light, all the neglecting that they're doing to women's college sports. And it's time for the NCAA to put up and shut up and say, here, we screwed up. Here's how we're going to fix it. And we're going to do this across the board, and we're going to even the playing field. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm a huge advocate for all women's sports because Title IX, yeah, they threw it out there, but they need to go a little different direction and even it out. I get it. I know money's involved, and I know for whatever reason, guys' sports has become a more moneymaker, but the NCAA has screwed the pooch on this one. They've got to fix themselves, and they've got to look at everything that's going on with women's sports across the board. I don't care if it's all the way down to tiddlywinks, underwater basket weaving, whatever it is for women's sports, they've got to fix themselves because right now they look really stupid because it's like they said, Florida State was like 4 a.m. and they were doing ice bath.
Yep.
And it was at their hotel room.
And they were supposed to play a game that next morning at like 9 or 11.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. It's like just make the tournament just like the guys, and let's go.
Yeah, I mean, and they have every opportunity to as well. I know that the game is played a little bit different in softball. Shorter games and it's less strenuous on a pitcher's arm, so pitchers can throw, 200 pitches in a couple of days, unlike baseball. That said, I do think there needs to be expansion in the amount of days and an expansion. The facility they just built on here, my thing, Joe, they just built a whole new upper deck on the facility in Oklahoma City, and they've already packed it out. Like most places build big new additions to stadiums, and it takes gradual progression to fill things out, especially in a neutral site. But that place is just absolutely, it's already packed, sold out, and they just added an expansion. So that just shows you how popular college softball has gotten. Before we get you out of here, though, Joe, Bear Games question of the day, favorite moment so far in the first 6 months of Up-Tempo?
Actually, I go back a little further, man, because it's kind of where you guys kind of breaded your butter and got your little start with the post-game shows. Because, man, the football post-game shows, basketball post-game shows, those were fantastic. Those kind of set the tone for what Up-Tempo was going to be about. And I go back to, and in fact, there was a couple of them where y'all were, where we had some unruly guests call in, and it was like, hey, mind your team, leave our team alone. We're a family, leave us alone. And then the other actual up-tempo moment would have been, it wasn't even sports related. We were actually talking about Waco history. That was a pretty awesome time just to kind of reminisce on different stuff that's happened over the years and bring back that history into Waco and to let those Baylor fans that don't know what's really here because, hey, I'm a local guy. I'm a little biased when it comes to Waco, so. But, hey, I love what you guys do, man. I'm going to hang up and listen, man. You guys are awesome.
Sweet. Thanks for your call, Joe. As always, great to hear from you. Got Jason coming on here from Fort Worth. Jason, what's going on? Bringing a hearty congratulations today.
Absolutely, my friend. Hey, calling from Fort Worth, Texas, and just wanted to give you a shout-out today. I know I've called a few times, but I've been listening from day one, and you guys are fantastic. I think what I'd like to touch on is, besides the obvious, our big sports, I think one of the coolest things for me is just remembering seeing you like with some of our track stars, our pole vault, our pole vault team, or just, some of the people that you wouldn't expect. And one of my favorite interviews was our golfer. our resident golfer and cheerleader, the story of their engagement at the basketball game.
Cooper Dawsey, that was nuts.
I mean,
can you hear me okay here, Jason?
Yeah, you definitely sound like you're a long way away and in the garage next door to my living room, but that's okay.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. Cooper Dawsey's engagement and then having him on the show the next day. That's a big shout out to David K for helping us set that one up. Jason, I promise I'm right up next to the mic. Our call line's been a little bit it's been just a little bit spotty the last couple of days, but yeah, there have been some really cool moments, but I think one of the best parts of this, I'm glad you bring it up, is just the small sport coverage, whether it be tennis or equestrian, being able to have those athletes, acrobatics and tumbling, having those athletes, having those coaches on and spotlighting what they do for the university, the city of Waco, and for their respective sports, because what a lot of folks don't understand, Baylor paves the way in a lot of these smaller sports. Men's tennis, women's tennis, acrobatics and tumbling, equestrian. Baylor's on the forefront of a lot of these athletics, even those that are already founded or have solid following bases. Baylor is right there in the middle of making them grow. And I'm glad we've been able to shed some light on that in the last couple months.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree with that. And one more thing, just to kind of tag on to what you said, I mean, I truly believe SicEm365 and you guys are really a big part of what it feels like a lot of unity that's going on within the athletics program here at Baylor. So great job. Keep it up. You guys are fantastic. And I can't wait to hear the next 100 shows.
I can't either. It's gonna be even crazier. Jason, before we get you out of here, our Bear Games question. I know you already mentioned one moment, but your favorite overall moment from the last 100 shows of Up-Tempo.
Man, I tell you, the biggest moment for me was probably when Kim Mulkey's departure happened. It was right before right around the weekend of the football game. I believe it was absolutely mayhem on the show that day, and I believe y'all were going to have to get in a boxing ring. But and the fact that you almost single-handedly brought us Molly Miller, but we'll be fine with Nikki Collin. I'm fine with that. So that was radio gold that week. You guys are fantastic. Advertisers, listen up. We are paying attention. We will buy from you. Get on board with this program because it's going places. You guys have a great day. See you guys later. Talk to you soon, Drake.
I love it. Thanks for your call, Jason. Always good to hear from Jason, too. Man, I love it. 100 shows. Listen, the Kim Mulkey day, that was the one.
A spectacular day. Also, for those not watching, Campbell just hit a bomb on Mississippi State, and they're up 3-2.
Wow.
So that's nice. I'm
3-run bomb.
Have you seen their logo?
It's a camel.
It's a camel. It's awesome.
Campbell's.
It's absolutely perfect.
Campbell's. Yeah, I remember the Kim Mulkey day. The crazy part about the Kim Mulkey day, we came in the studio. That was the day after, if I remember correctly, that's the day after Equestrian Day. And so, we were like, man,
two top 10 days.
Right. It's like, man, the hottest topic right now is equestrian. How long can we milk that?
A long time.
We did. We milked it long, and we get in Friday, and it was the top of the show Friday, and it's like, hey, man, there's some vague, random speculation that Kim Mulkey might leave. I mean, do you really think it's going to happen? And at that point in time, I remember you being 90% she's staying.
Yeah.
JD was 75%. I was at 40-60. Armstrong's 50-50. We're going around the room and by Sunday, she was gone.
Yeah, I was the first thing that I saw that broke Kim Mulkey might actually be leaving as a reality was this show. I didn't see a lot of people really it was really just rumors, speculation, but we addressed it head on, and it brought a ton of viewership, and it was so much fun to argue because I really thought she was staying. I was wrong, but it was still fun to argue, and I had a great time.
That was one of the crazier, just not that we predicted anything, but it was, hey, not a lot of folks are.
We're not ahead of this.
Right, there's some murmurs going on, and it was, hey, let's have a conversation about what this would do. And then JD, of course, everybody in the studio is just like, no, there's no way she would ever leave. That'd be stupid. Why would she go anywhere? And lo and behold, a couple of days later, she's gone. She's no longer at Baylor University, and everybody knows how that played out. But that moment in itself. And just the comments that were coming through is just like, oh, this is just, this is some shock jock stuff. You guys are talking about something that would never happen.
I thought it was gotcha journalism.
Yeah,
it was not.
You're shooting for viewers right here. She's not going anywhere. And then within 72 hours, she announced that she was leaving Baylor University.
Yep.
So that conversation ended up being a little more appropriate than I think we all thought it was going to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we had it, not fully expecting her to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was good because we were the genuine fan. Like, we were just so confused. We were like, why is Kim Mulkey leaving? And I think a lot of people shared that view, like, why is she leaving? It doesn't make any sense. And we basically were just saying that. And people, I think they liked resonating with, other people being kind of connected in the media world with Baylor, are also very confused. And it probably brought people a lot of comfort in seeing, everyone doesn't know what's going on. This is just wild.
I've got right here before we hit a break and come back with the top moments in up-tempo history. We got Scotty B says Oklahoma plays today in winner go home game against James Madison. So it's Florida State, Alabama today with a shot at the College World Series championship on the line. Montana Fouts threw a perfect game for Alabama this past weekend. She's been unbelievable. Her career at Alabama in itself has been nothing short of spectacular. And then Oklahoma and James Madison, Odici, man.
Go Dukes.
She's unbelievable. The Dukes, they've got a shot if they win today. If they win today, they got a shot at winning the whole thing as they'll play in the championship. It's win or go home in that one. T-Town Cruz says, do you guys think the Women's College World Series should be moved around every year or every few years? Tired of seeing Oklahoma have home games every year and not have to experience being on the road. I would say this. Oklahoma City offers a really unique venue, similar to Omaha. If Nebraska was really good at baseball, if Nebraska was going to Omaha every year, they would pack that place out with a bunch of Nebraska fans. It's just kind of the joy that you get for being close to home. I think you're really looking at the heart of America for having that tournament. So that's the best. That's probably the best location you're looking at for moving forward and being able to attract the most fans is, again, doing it in the heart of America. So I don't know about moving it from Oklahoma City, especially the way they've adjusted that facility and the history that it has. I mean, that's USA Softball Stadium. That's the mecca of college softball and professional softball. So not sure if they'd move it. Scotty B says, wouldn't mind if tennis decided to not play 3 matches in 3 days from Elite 8 to national title. We've had that conversation before as well. NCAA's got a lot of stuff in the small sports they probably need to address or speak for. But that right there, some of the boxes to check off today and across this weekend in college sports. When we come back from this break, top moments of up-tempo and what it will likely, I'll leave that a secret, what we'll start with. But the first hour of SicEm365's Up-Tempo is brought to you by Banson Business Services, owned by Baylor grad and SicEm365 premium member Jonathan Green. Banson Business Services offers a full suite of business support and financial services. Banson specializes in bookkeeping, payroll, outsourced CFO services, and consulting. They can even help you with your taxes. Their business helps you run your business. Visit SicEm365.com/Banson for more information. Drake Toll, Armstrong Sims, Andrew Robertson, Marquise Cooley, and Jack McKenzie today on Up-Tempo. Happy 100, folks. When we come back, we're celebrating. This, don't go anywhere, is Up-Tempo.
Happy 100. Today, Up-Tempo celebrates its 100th live show with a commemorative program to highlight the best moments of the last 6 months. From a national championship in men's basketball to losing a Hall of Fame coach and a wild tennis postseason to a baseball snub, Baylor storylines have been massive, and Up-Tempo has been there to cover it all. Apart from the celebration, Baylor held its first prospect camp of the Dave Aranda era over the weekend, with dozens of high-caliber players taking to McLean Stadium to learn from the staff and showcase their skills. Multiple offers have been put out by Aranda and company since the camp concluded. SicEm365's own Grayson Grunhaver caught up with 6 of the biggest names from the weekend, and interviews with each prospect can be found on the SicEm365 premium site under the football tab. And today is the day. SicEm365 and a host of others will begin work on a documentary to celebrate the 2021 Baylor men's basketball national championship run, with interviews kicking off in Houston. In national news, the NCAA baseball tournament is rolling on without one national seed at 6 overall. TCU kisses its chances at Omaha goodbye. The Horned Frogs were upset by Dallas Baptist and Oregon State over the weekend to lose their own regional in Lupton. Texas Tech and Texas, on the other hand, have already punched tickets to a super regional, along with NC State, Arizona, Vandy, ECU, Tennessee, and Notre Dame. Notable teams to fall early include Florida, TCU, Louisiana Tech, and South Carolina. And in national news, Wisconsin announced the addition of a 7'1" center who is transferring from Cincinnati, and Chris Vogt. Vogt started 50 games for the Bearcats over the last 2 seasons and averaged 5 points, 3.5 rebounds, and a block a game. I'm Armstrong Simpson. That's all the news that is news in college sports. This has been Armstrong's Minute on SicEm365 Radio's Uptempo.
I hate my job, but I don't mind getting up in the morning. I dread each day, but I can't wait to get out of bed. You ask me why, and what I'll say to you is true. Well, you can get breakfast tacos at Rudy's Barbecue. Scrambled eggs and brisket, they ain't fooling around. Sausage wrap, son, they're the best in town. Barbecue for breakfast, yes, it's true. Put a smile on your morning at Rudy's Barbecue. Next in line.
Did you know that 1 out of every 4 men have symptomatic low levels of testosterone and don't even know it? And if you think you're too young to worry about it, guess again. Low T levels can make you feel tired and grumpy, cause weight gain, and wreak havoc on your sexual desire and performance. Petty Clinic Low T can set up same-day blood screening and results, so if you're tired of being tired, I challenge you to man up and Google search Low T Waco or go online pettycliniclowt.com. It's a private clinic with an atmosphere catering to men. Affordable, only $150 a month, includes lab work, office consultation, testosterone injections, follow-up visits compared to $395 a month in Dallas or Austin, and you don't have to fight the traffic. Petty Clinic Low T is board-certified physician consultations, will provide the best form of brand-strength testosterone available. Contact Petty Clinic Low T today, just off Highway 84 and Old Hewitt Drive in Woodway. Petty Clinic Low T, helping men become the high-performance men they deserve to be. PettyClinicLowT.com or Google search Low T Waco.
Let Camille Johnson Realtors guide you seamlessly through the process of buying your dream home or selling your current one. Commercial, farm and ranch, or residential, Camille Johnson Realtors can smoothly and successfully lead you through any transaction. With a team of 28 experienced agents who are excited about serving you, Camille Johnson Realtors services the entire greater Waco area. If you're in the market to buy or sell, contact Camille Johnson Realtors, 104 Midway Center in Woodway, or find them online at www.camillejohnson.com. Camille Johnson Realtors, elegant, charming, warm. Welcome home.
Stepping into the boots of a U.S. Army officer can add confidence and leadership skills to your son or daughter's career path. See all the things they can achieve in our boots at GoArmy.com. U.S. Army Waco Recruiting Company, 254-598-8131 or 254-776-1543.
Riverbend Liquor and Wine has their easy-to-access drive-thru open and convenient and clean in-store location on the corner of Lakeshore Drive and North 19th Street in Waco. Riverbend Liquor has the best and most extensive variety of craft beer selections in Waco, and Balcones Whiskey, including single malt, pot still, baby blue, rye, brimstone, and the all-new Lineage in stock. Riverbend Liquor and Wine, family-owned and operated, and a hidden gem in Waco on Lakeshore Drive and 19th Street. And find out more on Facebook and Instagram.
From the first workout to the last practice, sports is an incredible and rewarding challenge. Hi, this is Dan Ingham with the First National Bank of Central Texas, and we're proud to support each athlete, every parent, and our educators. From families, small businesses, to the biggest industry, we're here to help. With remarkable products like our free First mobile app, we've got banking ideas that fuel big dreams. That's the First National Bank of Central Texas. Familiar faces making local decisions.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Welcome back to Up Tempo on SicEm365 Radio.
Cynthia, Jesus died for our Cynthias.
Call us on the Impact Health Labs caller line at 254-339-1122.
Julia Roberts, Julia Rob.
Now back to the Bears Den with Drake Toll.
Welcome back into the Petty Clinic Low T Bears Den. Happy Monday, everybody. Coming off a big weekend in college sports as the college softball World Series is going on, along with the college baseball NCAA tournament that is taking place right now. We got Campbell on top of Mississippi State on the TV screen. South Florida and South Alabama squaring off. If South Alabama wins it, they go to a deciding Game 7 on the regional. Arkansas and Nebraska play today. Virginia Old Dominion, couple of different these games sprinkled in here and there. And we're celebrating show number 100. So we got the archives pulled out today, some of the best moments and some of the not so best moments, but moments that show the disparity in how the show started to where the show is now. Even the first logo to what we have now, thanks to Jack McKenzie coming basically on board with the show. I don't know, what, Jack, 5 months in? It probably wasn't until 5 months in or so that we really, 4 months, you think, until we maximized, do you think 3? Yeah, around 3, until we really started putting together graphics that weren't gradient yellow. So yeah, we got it somewhere in there. But yeah, just the graphic production, everything that has taken place since that day one has been just drastic changes to make this show better, make the quality better. And it all started with this, the intro video where we announced that Uptempo would exist. And there's one thing in this video that bothers the absolute mess out of me, and I'm sure maybe it'll bother you too. Check this out. They said we're too young.
That we weren't ready.
We're not polished.
We're not professional.
Inexperienced.
Raw.
We've heard it all.
Maybe they were right.
Or maybe.
We're just getting started.
And we are live on Uptempo, SicEm365's newest radio show, coming to you on Monday to Friday, 11 to 2. I'm Drake Toll, he's J.D. PicKell, that's Armstrong Sims, and this is Uptempo. Okay, it's not Armstrong's wink that bothers me, but that is a very heavy part of that video is Armstrong winking. The wooden up-tempo background going on back here, very archaic look, very new vibes that we have now going on. It's the seating arrangement. A-Rob mentioned it in the break that I was over here, and JD was over here, and there were a couple of post-game shows that went like that too.
It's jarring to see because I have become so I got here in what, February-ish, and I only knew you on the right side. So when I saw it initially, you on the left, it actually like messed me up internally. I had to take a couple weeks.
Yeah, workers' comp.
Yeah, workers' comp. Yeah,
you were comped for that.
Yeah, I called Colt. I said I can't do it. I'm sorry. You got to give me at least 2-3 weeks here.
It's like.
He understood everything. He understood clear. Obviously.
Vertigo? It's just like
just a little dizziness. Yeah.
It's just kind of threw you for a loop for a while.
Yeah, I needed glasses. It was bad.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it definitely. That's the part of that for me that really throws me off. So and Sarah Ferris says, I love that intro then and now, sort of us against the world vibe. And it very much was. I mean, I think it's like taken away that a lot of the times, like Armstrong, when we started, you had a gallbladder. You're short one gallbladder compared to when we kicked this thing off. JD had a full-time job, still has a full-time job. I'm a full-time college student. I mean, I was 19 when we kicked this thing off in January. Not even rolling in my 20s yet. And it was monumental at that point in time to get started with so many things that were the pushback, and so many things that wouldn't go our way. Even like reading things, I mean, most everything we got was supportive and like, this is so exciting. And I watched the post-game show and I like this. But it turned out there are quite a few people that thought like, okay, this is going to be a horrendous failure. And there have been so many insane moments since then. One of the other crazy things is how this all happened. So JD and I worked together at China Spring calling football games. I got a call from a guy named David Gibson like, hey, why don't you come do, it was weird. David called John Morris. John Morris went to Bruce Geetson. Bruce Geetson came to me and was like, hey, they got local games at China Spring. And I was actually going to do Lorena games. And the guy's like, no, you can do China Spring. So I started doing China Spring. And he had a color guy set up and a producer set up, all these guys set up. I was like, listen, all due respect, I know I'm new here and just walked in to do this for you guys, but I would love to bring my own color guy in, JD, who I had met through the Baylor Lariat. And so called up JD, was like, hey, listen, we're doing these games for China Spring, and I'd love for you to do color with me. And he said, oh, I'm absolutely in. Like, no questions asked. Let's do it. So call him back like a week later. I was like, hey, man, got more information. Here's the schedule. Here's the pay. And he was like, the pay? I was like, yeah, the pay. And he's like, we're getting paid for this? He had no idea. He was going to do it for free. And so JD and I did games together at China Spring across the year. Week 2. So Grayson, a lot of folks don't remember too. Grayson Gruntaper did the postgame show with JD. the post-game show was Grayson and J.D., and that was going to be the staple of SicEm365. Turns out what happens, J.D. one week, Grayson couldn't make it for some reason or another when Baylor was playing West Virginia. J.D. calls me. He's like, hey, Grayson can't come in. We've done work together. Want to come host for 1 week on the post-game show? Just a week. And so temporary fix to what would end up being a long-term problem. And so I came in because Grayson was sick that week, and the rest is history. After that show, Armstrong came up and said, hey, man, do you want to work here and have a full-time job? And I said, Armstrong, do you have that power? And he said, I'm Armstrong Sims. You're darn right I have that power.
Have that exactly how it went down.
Yeah, so Armstrong, do you remember that, the first postgame? Because it was Grayson and J.D.
I do have that power, and it has gone to my head, by the way.
Yeah.
But I do remember, who is this guy?
Really? That's what you thought?
Like, who is this nut?
Nut?
No, I don't.
That's the word.
I actually have no memory of what my thoughts were that day.
Really? Yeah, that was just a blur, wasn't it? Just a blur.
I was just back here grinding.
Yeah, Paul was here. Brian was here. I don't know.
Oh, wait. Actually, I do remember that day.
It was a West Virginia postgame show.
Yeah.
Because it was J.D. and Grayson, and then the next week, Grayson couldn't make it. And so they were like, hey, this new guy's coming in, this nut.
I remember that. And then we were talking behind your back.
Yeah, I remember that part, too. I was watching you guys do it, and you kept pointing. You thought I wouldn't notice. Yeah, I remember that. That's the one part that I remember about this whole job. But then, yeah, I get a call from Colt, Brian. Brian calls me. Hey, we'd like to bring you on next week too. Brian, yes, I'll absolutely do that. And so I rolled up in here for the next week. Baylor just kept losing ball games. UT Mike was calling in. It was a different time. That was a different time.
That was a different time.
That was a wild blurb in the course of history. And then next thing you know, from Grayson not being able to show up to one postgame show turns into the creation of Uptempo now, 100 episodes in. I want to go back, though, to episode 1. The stark contrast. So when we started the show, first off, the lights were off in the studio, and the set looked a lot different compared to what it would end up looking like 2 months later, because it ended up becoming just this horde of Baylor memorabilia. But it started off very different. The vibes were different. Like, it was up tempo, but episode 1 was slow. Like, the pace, we had been told, like, hey, listen, when you get into this, like, slow your pace. 3 hours is a long time. You're going to want to drag things out, be very calm, cool. Like, it was much more podcasty. Here is actually the intro, too, and I want to get to the intro after we play this clip. The intro, too, is a lot different, a lot worse. Check this out from episode 1, January 4th, the day Jeff Grimes was hired at 10:30 that morning. We went live at 11, the first day of Uptempo.
Man to beat. How about a Baylor touchdown to open our second half? 100 yards to the house.
Welcome to Uptempo on SicEm365 Radio.
And Mayers for the win for Baylor from 30. Good hold, good snap. The kick is through. Baylor breaks its losing streak. And it's a yellow rush on the field, 32-31.
Call us on the Impact Health Labs caller line at 254-339-1122. For your company's mass COVID testing, log on to impacthealthlabs.com.
He has time, launches it to the end zone. Touchdown! Terrence Williams!
Here's Drake Toll.
And we are live on Uptempo. I'm Drake Toll, joined by J.D. PicKell and our producer Armstrong Sims for day 1, the fastest 3 hours in radio. And J.D., it could not be bigger. Happy Monday, folks. It's 11 a.m. on the dot, and the Baylor Bears have a new offensive coordinator.
It really just got dropped on our lap day 1. I mean, we were talking about, hey, what do you want to talk about first day? Baylor's football season's over. We got the Natty coming up, and then bam, Jeff Grimes.
We were going to talk
Let's
about
get grimy.
We're going to talk about Heisman. We're going to talk about Natty. Talk about things like that. But how about a little bit of offensive coordinator action? Baylor landing with Jeff Grimes of BYU. I'm telling you, man, he had one of the best offenses in the entire nation this past season. Number 3 scoring offense, number 1 in yards per play. And Jeff Grimes is Baylor's man. The question of the day today across social media: did Baylor get their guy in Jeff Grimes? Is this a hire that fans are excited about? Because I know I am.
Baylor emphatically got their guy. I was texting Colt Barber yesterday, actually. I was like, hey, do you know anything about who Baylor wants to hire? Because it was super hush-hush, vintage Mac Rhodes kind of hire. And he texted me, he's like, honestly, I have zero idea. So I'm sitting there trying to prepare for the show, just thinking, okay, good. He has no idea. I have no idea. Mac Rhodes and Dave Aranda, only ones that knew the whole time. And Grimes was the only name that we heard even a little bit. And he is going to be everything that Baylor fans hoped for and more. The offensive line is going to be substantially improved from a schematic perspective, from an attitude perspective. They're going to be a different team up front. They're going to have an identity. So, I mean, this is huge for Baylor. It's going to be an identity-changing kind of get for this team.
Grimes goes 11-1 last year at BYU, leading one of the best quarterbacks in the nation to a Heisman candidate. Zach Wilson was spectacular this last year, and he was able to build that at BYU. Today we got Colt Barber joining us at 11:25 to talk about the Grimes hire. Jake Olson played for Steve Sarkisian at USC. Remember that guy they did that 30 for 30 with, the E60, the blind guy that played football at USC? Wasn't his name Jake Olson?
Jake Olson, that's the one. Couple of them.
Is that the same guy?
That's the same one in the flesh.
We got that guy.
We got him.
We got that guy. Jerem Jordan from BYU joins us at 12:30. He's with BYU TV to talk about Jeff Grimes and the hire Baylor made today. And it's Music Monday. It's a caller-driven radio show, folks. So we've got Music Monday today. What we're going to do is we're going to take 5 songs, 5 seconds from each song, string them together, and one caller out there is going to have to defy me in Music Monday and see if they can beat me. I have yet to hear the songs.
It's a difficult task.
Armstrong Sims is the one that set those up, our insane producer. So we'll see what we got. We got this day in sports history and a whole lot of celebrity birthdays today to go through. But like we said, we are starting with the offensive coordinator, Jeff Grimes, Baylor's guy. And before we get too far into that, I'm Drake Toll. He's J.D. PicKell.
J.D. PicKell.
J.D., where'd you come from?
Man, where didn't I come from at this point? Born in Washington, lived in Georgia, lived in California, went to school in New York, but thankfully found my way to Waco, Texas by way of what was going to be a graduate transfer situation to play football. But before that, played my college football at Cornell, majored in hotel administration, which has absolutely nothing to do with what I do now. But yeah, man, I'm here. I'm happy to be doing Up-Tempo with you, and this is an absolute dream come true, and I'm so excited to get this thing rolling with you, big dog.
This guy right here played 4 years of collegiate football at Cornell, scored 3 touchdowns his junior year in the season opener against Delaware. Couldn't be better. I'm Drake Toll, originally from Valonia, Arkansas, the little town of population 1. Since I left, I'm not sure where it's gone now, but hey, it's home. It's home. We love to see it. So we're blessed to be here together. I've enjoyed being at Baylor. I'm a sophomore now, worked the Lariat for a year and a half, and landed with you at SicEm365 Radio.
There it is.
And now we're on Up-Tempo, a caller-driven show. This is not my show. Is this your show?
Not my show.
It's not your show, Armstrong? It's not Armstrong's show. He just nodded his head. No, it is the caller's show. This is run and facilitated by you and what you give us at 254-339-1122. We want to talk about what you want to talk about, and we want to make this show about the callers. And that's why we're kicking off today with a 32-man Baylor's second best football bracket, because you can't put RG3 in there. RG3 is the best player of the last decade.
No.
So we wanted to break down and give it to you, the fans. Who is Baylor's very best football player of the last 10 years? I don't know. Do you?
I have a feeling. I have a vote. I definitely have a vote, but I don't want to.
Yeah. The 32-man Baylor second best bracket? Who remembers that? That is hitting a throwback bone. Who won that? I don't know who won it. That was supposed to be huge.
I have no clue.
Huh?
Was it not Bryce Petty? It
might have been. It was Corey Coleman. It was either Bryce. It may have been Bryce Petty. Lace Seastrung?
It might have been him.
I don't think it was Lake.
He was definitely top 4. I'll
Lake
find
was
it.
probably top. Yeah, good luck finding that one. That was forever ago. Wow, I forgot about the Baylor second best bracket. Remember Miss Mary Hall? Yes. Yeah, she called the show to vote for her grandson the day before she could vote for her grandson. And then she called every day after to one day, which he lost to like Bryce Petty round 1. And it was like, what could we have done? What could we have, the traction that built though?
We could have given her 1 million votes.
We did give her 1 million votes, I think, at one point. We gave her something just astronomical, like 100 votes for every something, and he still lost. But we had him on the show, Sam Hall. We had him on the show later that week with his sister Holly. The computer stickers, it's gotten so many more of those. Giveaways, we used to give stuff away all the time.
We did used to give things away all the time.
Until I realized how expensive it is to give anything away in this world. Nothing in life is free, especially giving things away.
Shipping. It's all, they get you. Big.
Shipping's exactly where they get you.
Big postal. They know how to get you on shipping.
Big postal. Big postal knows what they're doing. Music Monday, I explained Music Monday that Jerem Jordan, the crazy part is, the Grimes news broke that morning at 10.
That is crazy.
I'm eating my cereal, and I was like, blah, da, da. And we bring Jerem Jordan, I sounded like the NCAA baseball commissioner. And then I Twitter messaged Jerem Jordan, this random guy from BYU, and was like, "Hey, bro, will you come on to the show?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'll do it." And I was like, "Okay, we're on in a half hour," and he ended up being like a top 10 guest still all time. Talk about Jeff Grimes. Jerem Jordan was spectacular in his little BYU studio.
I'm scrolling back to the tweets. I'm now in January.
Yeah,
and Walking in Waco is coming up. Like, that's how far back I'm at right now.
Wow.
When was this bracket created? I'm trying to, was it February? Give me a timeline.
That was day one. We dropped the bracket day one.
Okay, I'll find it.
The different O-line coach. Remember we had a different O-line coach? Baylor hired Jeff Grimes.
I forgot about that.
And then they hired an O-line coach, and they came out a couple days later, and they're like, "We were just kidding. We were just kidding about that one. He's not actually our O-line coach." After they found the dark past that he had,
he did have a dark past.
Which no one had found before. He was the Troy O-line coach. We had a bunch of Troy guests lined up.
Because I think that Baylor has so had problems with people before. It's like, you got to make sure they are.
Golden boy.
Yeah.
Got to be a golden boy.
They got to be so clean.
And when he wasn't clean, they were like, all right.
It's like, no chances. Like, I don't care.
Which every one of the people that I had connections at Troy, they were like, we had no idea. He had spent 6 years there without anyone finding out, and he was at Baylor maybe 2 days, and they were like, yeah, this is not going to work out.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to cut this. What do you got?
Championship match was Corey Coleman v. Bryce Petty, and Corey Coleman won 60-40. So
Corey Coleman won 60%.
That
60% of the vote. Wow,
voted 700 votes. So.
Wow. The people got what they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
They got Corey Coleman.
That's crazy.
How about the pace was slower, too? The wood backgrounds, day one. It was just like a welcome into up-tempo today. It was very we're going to draw this out. We got 3 hours, man. Dropping a bracket. The intro, too. John Mayer's field goal is good. So the intro story, it's cool, is like Forrest, the lead singer of Services, feeling good. Hey. Andrew?
Like I should.
Hey, Winton.
You looking at me now?
I don't know.
That's what I know.
This song.
Took a walk around the neighborhood.
Jack does, though.
Feeling blessed.
Why isn't this on Music Monday? I would actually get this.
It was in a Super Bowl
You want to
commercial.
know why it's on Music Monday? Because I don't know it, and I'm the one who creates Music
there
Monday.
you go.
Although, I will take suggestions for 1 week.
I think I should make one.
Yeah, you
go
should.
for it.
100%.
You definitely should. I'd get 0.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
but that's good.
I want to also do a trivia. Or what do we do?
We do take 3. We do.
I forgot it's Monday. I don't have
2 minute
Monday.
drill. You don't? Oh, we can fix that pretty quick.
I can make
You
a
got a whole
trivia.
we're not going to do it till the 2 o'clock hour, the 1 o'clock hour. But no,
I can fix that.
What I'm getting at there is the Forrest, the lead singer of Surfaces. They're playing at Austin City Limits. They played at Bonnaroo and Coachella and feeling good, like I should. They were in a Super Bowl commercial, one of the bigger bands of COVID. They exploded on TikTok with that song. Huge. Forest Services, huge.
I feel like they were around way before COVID.
They were around before COVID, but it was TikTok COVID that exploded them with that one song that they had. It was really good.
Gotcha.
Well, JD is really close friends with Forrest.
There you go.
So Forrest watches the show.
No.
Yeah.
What up, Forrest?
So this gets wild. What up, Forrest? Shout out. So Forrest watches the show, and he texts JD and was like, "Yo, bro." After hearing that intro, and then whatever it was, he's like, "Hey, I want to make your intro." So the current intro, did I stutter? Boom, boom.
I'm familiar.
That beat, Forrest wrote that. Forrest made that.
I would have never known that. That is a piece of trivia right there.
Forrest Frank cooked that up in the stew. Lead singer of Surfaces.
That's awesome.
Multi-platinum artist.
Call in.
Yeah.
You should call in.
Yeah, he designed our intro to the show.
I'm learning a lot.
Yeah.
I'm working on the show, so that's actually intense.
That's a walk down history road right there. That guy is going to be a Grammy winner.
He saw how the show's intro was in such a rough place.
Yeah,
that
it was
he needed
a bad
to come remedy
place.
that situation.
That show that intro is in dire need of something new.
Need some Forrest.
And Forrest said, "Hey, here's this,"
Mm-hmm.
and so we added over the "Did I stutter?" and the "You can't handle the truth." And the "You can't handle the truth" part comes from the one show that I hosted with Paul. I hosted a post-game football show with Paul, and the entire show was just, "Hey, what has Drake not seen from popular media?" including that movie.
I haven't seen it.
The courtroom drama. You can't handle the truth. I just watched it. It's not A Few Good Men. Is it A Few Good Men? Oh man, that's not good.
Yeesh.
Yikes! It's not the Goodfellas. It is A Few Good Men.
All right.
Yeah, whatever it is. I saw it on a plane. I watched it, so I know what it is. That's why it's in there.
Planes are fun.
How pale we were too. We were so pale back then. Back in the January days.
Pale. I'm very pale.
Yeah, you're still pretty pale.
Yeah, I gotta get in the sun.
And the logo changed too. The yellow logo, the gradient yellow logo. That was a lot. That's a lot. You know what? I spent 8 hours.
Oh, wow.
The SicEm365 was going to hire someone to make it up-tempo logo. Jack could have done it. We could have Jack do it, I guess, now that I think about it. But instead, I grinded for 8 hours. I've got some of the pictures of what it was going to look like.
Oh my! Why we need to see those?
Yeah, we'll pop those up. We're gonna take a break right here and then come back with the history of the up-tempo logos. I'm Drake Toll, Armstrong, Sims, Marquise Cooley, Jack McKenzie, and Andrew Robertson. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we're walking through more of the up-tempo history. How did we get where we are? Because it has been a wild 100 days. Big stretch. This is up-tempo.
Happy 100. Today, Uptempo celebrates its 100th live show with a commemorative program to highlight the best moments of the last 6 months. From a national championship in men's basketball to losing a Hall of Fame coach and a wild tennis postseason with baseball snub, Baylor storylines have been massive, and Uptempo has been there to cover it all. Apart from the celebration, Baylor held its first prospect camp of the Dave Aranda era over the weekend, with dozens of high-caliber players taking it to McLean Stadium to learn from the staff and showcase their skills. Multiple offers have been put out by Aranda and company since the camp concluded. SicEm365's own Grayson Grunhaver caught up with 6 of the biggest names from the weekend, and interviews with each prospect can be found on the SicEm365 premium site under the football tab. And today is the day. SicEm365 and a host of others will begin work on a documentary to celebrate the 2021 Baylor men's basketball national championship run, with interviews kicking off in Houston. In national news, the NCAA baseball tournament is rolling on without one national seed at 6 overall. TCU kisses its chances at Omaha goodbye. The Horned Frogs were upset by Dallas Baptist and Oregon State over the weekend to lose their own regional in Lupton. Texas Tech and Texas, on the other hand, have already punched tickets to a super regional, along with NC State, Arizona, Vandy, ECU, Tennessee, and Notre Dame. Notable teams to fall early include Florida, TCU, Louisiana Tech, and South Carolina. And in national news, Wisconsin announced the addition of a 7'1" center who is transferring from Cincinnati, and Chris Vogt. Vogt started 50 games for the Bearcats over the last 2 seasons and averaged 5 points, 3.5 rebounds, and a block a game. I'm Armstrong Simpson. That's all the news that is news in college sports. This has been Armstrong's Minute on SicEm365 Radio's Uptempo.
Boozers is the wedding ring store and more. If you're ready to get engaged or already married and want to upgrade your wife's ring for a special anniversary, Boozers is the place to go. With the largest selection of premier quality diamond engagement rings and wedding rings in Central Texas. They have 7 cases with over 300 styles of rings from top designers like Natalie Kay. Choose from yellow, white, or rose gold, plus beautiful top quality loose diamonds. With an in-house jewelry, they can also custom make anything you want. Bring in a picture or drawing and let Boozers create your one-of-a-kind pendant or ring. They can even use some of your old gold and diamond jewelry to create something new. At Boozers, you'll find a great selection of quality timepieces, and Boozers is the place for expert watch maintenance and repairs too. They specialize in expert Rolex watch repair for fine jewelry, watches, custom work, and more. Go to Boozers on Valley Mills and Lake Air Drive in Waco.
Boozers, the wedding ring store and more. With so many companies and policies out there, it gets so confusing shopping for insurance, and I never know if I'm getting the policy that's right for me. Luckily, I met the team at the Niche Group Insurance Agency. With the Niche Group, you can go to one company and get access to coverage options from many insurance carriers, and you get to speak to a real person about your specific coverage needs. With the Niche Group, I know I'm getting the right coverage at the right price. If you need insurance, talk to the experts at the Niche Group at 1-800-258-8302.
It's time to fire up the grill, heat up the oven, or get that deep fryer going to enjoy the top quality products at Waco Custom Marketplace. Order 30-pound sacks of live crawfish by 6 on Wednesday. Pick up on Friday afternoon after 2 or Saturday. Enjoy the weekend. 30-pound sacks of live crawfish available right now for $4.25 a pound. Find all the crawfish boil ingredients you need, including red beef potatoes, sausage, corn cobbettes, and Louisiana boil seasoning. Make your order for live crawfish by Wednesday at 6. Pick up on Friday after 2 or all day Saturday, and enjoy the weekend. Waco Custom Marketplace, your home for fresh baked kolache, cinnamon rolls every day. Butcher shop to cut your steaks the way you want. Fresh seafood, summer sausage, boudin, house cured and smoked bacon, spices, seasoning, soup mixes, and more, and weekly gift boxes for any occasion. Waco Custom Marketplace, 425 Lake Air Drive in Waco, or WacoCustomMarketplace.com.
At Baylor University, students find their place to shine. They're faithful friends and inspirational leaders. They're championship teammates and independent thinkers. They're on the cutting edge of high tech and in the halls of history. If you want to make the world a brighter place, you can. And if you want to shine in your own way, you can. The spark you need is already inside you. Bring it to Baylor, where lights shine bright.
Don Humidor, your home with a 48-foot walk-in humidor with the elite cigar brands from around the world, including the #1 cigar of the year, Aging Room Cuatro Nicaragua. Plus, they have the great brands like Macanudo and Artur Fuente, Rocky Patel, Aston, and so much more. CBD, great for sore muscles, aches and pains, sleep, Vita Dreams, and anxiety, mild depression, general health and wellness. Their staff very knowledgeable on the subject. If anyone is curious about CBD, ask Carol and Ashley. Don Humidor in the Townwood Shopping Center off Valley Mills in Waco.
Welcome back to Up Tempo on SicEm365 Radio.
No capes. Do you remember Thunderhead? Tall, storm powers. Nice man. Good with kids.
Listen. Call us on the Impact Health Labs caller line at 254-339-1122.
China guy, snag on takeoff. Splashdown, sucked into a vortex. No kicks.
Here's Drake Toll and Armstrong Sims.
Welcome back into the Petty Clinic Low T Bears Den. Drake Toll alongside Armstrong Sim, Marquise Cooley, Andrew Robertson, and Jack McKenzie. 100 days, 100 episodes, 100 shows of Up Tempo so far. I'm looking right now at the graphics that we've had over the course of our time here. The very first ones being so simple and then getting like progressively busier, and then finally coming together with what we landed on at Up Tempo. Man, Armstrong, do you see those in the Canva? Oh man, right there. That's the first one? Wow. Look at that.
That one's simple. I like it.
That is very simple. That was the first prototype of an up-tempo logo.
Banana yellow.
Banana yellow. Very, yeah. It was not too much going on there. What's next? Oh man!
Oh, the mic is the O.
The mic's the O. The little arrow, but it's above the U. Man, we were really cooking with cold oil.
We should use these just on random days.
Yeah, cold oil. We should. Jack, can we get that working? Some of these alt logos for Up Tempo. The next one's wild.
Throwbacks.
The next one is really. There's a lot. There's the banana yellow.
Whoa.
You've got the mic stand drop down with the wires. And the next few of these kind of follow that pattern. You can kind of scroll through and see then you have the with Drake Toll and J.D. PicKell. Then we get really nuts right there with the U. Yeah, the U and the arrow gets crazy.
I don't hate this one. I don't hate it.
The O and the mic, there's a lot going on there. Like that right there that's what I loved that, just with, it tooted up a little bit. Mm-hmm. The next one follows kind of that same pattern, the next couple. So mind you, I'm texting Brian, Colt, and Ashley just constantly, saving these to my computer and sending them to them just nonstop. This one, they couldn't really tell that the microphone was an O. Look at the mics extended to the T. This one in its alone, probably took me an hour. Just that one.
I mean, I don't hate it, to be honest.
Yeah, there's a lot going on with it, but it could be worse. The next one past this, here's where we get nuts. There's really a lot going on there. There's a whole lot of microphone. That's a whole lot of microphone.
Seems like the mic stand got more and more.
Yeah, the mic stand got prevalent, man.
Yeah.
We really wanted a lot of mic stand. The next one, mic stand, no
wire.
cord. Yeah, no wire.
Okay.
No wire on the next one.
So you're just trying things out.
Oh, this one really.
Up temp?
Yeah.
It's just there's no O.
Up temp, baby. I think the O may be white there. I just had to, I was just missing it. Then here is where we're cooking. This is where we're getting close.
The mic went. That was close.
We got 2 mics now. We got 2 mics on top of each other in that one. Yeah, the arrow's going through the U.
I don't hate that.
Okay, just analyzing this just from a purely graphic standpoint, this is trash.
Yeah.
This design is hot garbage.
I was gonna say hot
Why
garbage.
is there a mic on top of the second mic?
This is such a this wasn't sent
arrow
to
going
anyone.
through one side of the U, but it's slightly off center.
This was me getting an idea and being like, "Oh, I can work with this. I can work with this."
Were you also just stuck on banana yellow? Like
This is all Why are these all yellow? But this one's also trash. What is the
That's
arrow?
not even the load. That's his up temp.
Yeah, again.
But what is the arrow doing here? Why
Again,
is it
I forgot.
Sitting on top of the U, one side of the U.
I forgot a lot of these. I forgot a lot of these. Just I would go through and I would have an idea and I'd start it and then I would just give up and then move on to the next idea, but with something in mind. Okay, the next one past this though. Now we're getting. There are 2 arrows. We got an arrow moving forward and an arrow going up.
You can go straight. You can go right. It's really up to you.
It is. But when you see the actual logo behind me. What do we have? Like the one behind me, the finished product. See, you can see where this. Now go back. It's forming. It's forming. You can see kind of where we're going here with the mic drop down. Okay, I wonder what the next one is.
As in the font is the same.
Yeah, that's true. Actually.
Yeah. So the next one though, now you really can tell. We've dropped the cord down. We're getting close.
This is closer. This is the first one.
Look at the P in this, though, is just
smushed.
Yeah. Why
is that smushed?
The up is massive. Temp just doesn't belong in this logo. That was almost the up-tempo logo.
This?
I'm glad it was revised.
Gosh.
Yeah. So the next one is, let's see what the next one is. Oh, it's that, but we're getting crazy with this next one.
I love it.
The next one, green. Yeah, we changed colors.
Thing.
We changed colors, man.
Did you have to who had to talk you down from banana yellow? Because you seem like you were pretty attached.
He was on a roll there.
I was
15
really
straight logos of banana yellow.
The only time they became green is when we started getting close. When I felt like we were close, that's when they became green. The next one, I am so sad that this is not the up-tempo logo. I love that. Gosh, dang it. Does no one else love that?
I like the first logo better than that one.
Oh, no. Just the headphones and up-tempo.
It's so funny because it's so just went on clip art and text box.
All of this is that.
Yeah, it gets better.
It's better.
Yeah, this isn't as
it
clip
gets
art.
better.
Compare to where we were, Armstrong.
Look at that. You don't like that? I love the Wi-Fi bars above the microphone.
No, I think we should have gone with this.
That is a good one. I'm not gonna lie.
You like that one? The banana yellow.
The dark
drags in clip art headphones types up tempo.
Yeah.
I think we're done here.
Cole, are we good?
Yeah, let's have a show, you guys. Past the green with a microphone. Now we get into this phase where I started to love the slanted microphone look.
Okay.
So we went slanted mic. Slanto mic doesn't work that much. Jack's crying. Jack, you don't have to cry.
He's cringing.
Fret not, it gets better. Jack, our graphics guy, is just, he wishes that he would have done this and spent the time to create what we've got now. And then here, the next, past the slanted mic, is when we went crazy. Innovation.
We're back to banana yellow.
Boom.
We are back to banana yellow.
We are, but does that look familiar?
That looks pretty familiar.
Yeah, because that's the Uptempo logo.
Except for it's not yellow.
Yeah, except for it's not banana yellow anymore. Now it's the steel, the slick steel that Jack McKenzie put together. The next few are, I went through this phase where I was named. You know how you can pin your group messages on your iMessage? I went through a phase where I just kept pinning my iMessage, but I wanted them to look. Yeah, I started putting a bunch of different pictures in our group messages. So there's those. How about the Uptempo?
Stop doing that to me,
Scroll down. So we got the Uptempo.
I like to cut to A-Rob when he's looking at the screen.
I have to.
And he gets really self-conscious about it.
The Uptempo logo, the green, go past the green. Boom. Boom. We were really.
What's this guy right here doing?
We were just playing.
I want to know what this guy's doing right here.
We're just playing with dimensions at this point. We're just playing with dimensions. The next one too, we went back. This is going to be an alt logo. For a second we almost had alt logos.
I like that. I still want the alt logo to be the headphones, by the way. Oh,
yeah.
And we're back on the headphones.
We are back on headphones.
I felt really good about headphones. Oh, it gets nuts. We go Scott Van Pelt, like 2 down from that one. Not this. Boom. Boom.
Oh, wow.
With the sunglasses.
2 clip arts.
Yeah, we went really heavy on the clip art.
arts.
And then down to the next couple that you'll see.
Up-impo.
I'm not going to lie.
Again.
I like the arrow in the U. I think that actually looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obviously didn't get chosen, but I do like it.
With Drake Toll.
Yeah, so we got a little up-tempo. There's a lot going on there. This next one's really nuts.
No JD, though.
Nope, JD got cut from that logo. There's this.
Okay, we just went back way.
This is like that. Wait, can we get
15 steps
Can we get a
back.
side by side with that and the second logo?
We regressed.
That is the exact same logo as the second logo.
As the second logo?
Second logo you ever made. I'm like.
Okay, let's see. I have to scroll back.
I don't know. I'm looking at the second logo now, and I don't think
It looks the exact same.
I don't know about the same.
They have the same little like arrow above the U, you know?
Oh yeah, and the fact that
I guess it's not that similar.
It's not that similar, but
text is
also
very
I
similar.
can see how you would get that. Yeah, that right there is we tabled that one for an extended period of time. We did not end up going with that logo.
An 80s jazz show. Up tempo.
Yeah, this is just it's kind of smooth. Past that, yeah, the T we were playing with fonts here.
That's bad.
Up tempo.
Then
We've gone way back.
The last couple here. This next.
Oh, what?
Just a T.
Just T and an E, baby. Just a T and an E.
Oh!
I knew it'd be back. I knew it'd be back.
Oh!
That's a retro look. I wanted
Where'd
a
the
retro
purple
look
come
for a
from?
second. I don't know. Jack loved purple. This is before Jack loved purple.
I like purple.
I loved purple
not this
originally.
purple.
This is before Jack loved purple. So
Jack has
when
something to say.
When I ragged on Jack for purple,
Yeah, he ragged on me for purple, except it was blue, and Drake is just blind.
yeah, that's what they called me in high school. Blind.
What?
That's on
He called you blind?
And then the last logo here, the very last one that's on the list. It also goes with the classic headphone look. This is a more advanced clip art. I'm pretty sure I PNG'd this from the Google. Yeah.
I mean, that was a fun little history, I think.
So that's the progression of the Uptempo logo history.
And here we are.
Yeah, here we are. We came a long way from the original Uptempo logo, starting with
That's my favorite.
That's up there for me. That's probably top.
retro
That's
80s.
Mount Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore.
That makes the Mount Rushmore of Uptempo logos for me.
I mean, yeah, but yeah.
Purple and
I don't
banana
know if
yellow.
you have 4 good ones to put on there.
What do we? Okay, but the one we landed on. The one we landed on.
That's on there. That's on the Mount Rushmore.
That's on the Mount Rushmore, along with this puppy.
Is it better than Radio Bear?
What is Radio Bear?
Tell me it's better than Radio Bear.
No comment.
It's not better than Radio Bear. What? You don't like the new, the original, not that one, the new one.
The bear with the AirPods?
Yeah. AirPod bear.
Oh, that bear stinks.
Yeah. At first,
I don't want to make a comment on an active logo.
Oh, I like that logo a ton.
Wow. Do you want to make a new
Actually,
active
we don't
logo?
really use it on any of our graphics.
Yeah, we don't. Do we not?
The AirPod bear though is hanging in Rudy's.
It is. I went to Rudy's the other day just to see it.
Same.
And I did, and it was like, wow.
I did not go just to see it though.
I did.
To be
Well, I did eat barbecue while I was there, but that was the
secondary.
You're like, I'm gonna go see this sign. Oh, well, I'm here. I might as well eat.
Well, I might as well get some barbecue from Rudy's Barbecue. That's a great commercial too.
I hate my job, but I don't mind getting up in the morning.
Next in line. That's the best part. Just the next in line. Yeah. So the progression. Now we got to our original. This logo that we have now, which Brian was very picky about the logo. I'm so glad Brian was so picky about it. And we got to the end of it, and he hated everything. Every logo that I showed him of all of those. Imagine that he hated all of them.
I can't imagine why.
Thank God that he did. We got to this one.
This one right here.
And I don't know if that one made the cut to go to Brian. I don't know if that made the cut. But then what actually had us land on this logo now is that I'm in here for post-game show, and I run it past David Smoak. And he looks and he goes, "Oh, my God, that's spectacular." And that's what did it. That's what did it, is that David Smoak approved of this logo.
There you go.
And so the rest is history. I'm looking across the other greatest moments in up-tempo history, because we've got there are some really just
there's some bangers.
I think what I want to go to, if we have it, the Dead or Alive. Armstrong, the first time.
No.
I think it's the first time we played Dead or Alive.
Are you talking about the time?
The time, yeah. It's like a saved YouTube clip. Like we had for a second, for a second we had a file of like up to, which the audio is probably so off on this video too, because we used to have awful
The very
audio.
first one?
Yeah,
or Dead or Alive Gone Wrong.
Dead or Alive Gone Wrong. It may be that may be the second one, but that day.
I remember that.
But this is before.
I wasn't even there.
This is before Dead or Alive had really made its bed. It's before everybody knew what Dead or Alive was, and it ended up being a catastrophe because maybe 3 people die from this Dead or Alive pretty soon after we do Dead or Alive.
It is a tough
Have
list.
we updated it? Have we updated like maybe more people have
Really
died
bad.
since?
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
The fact it's just nuts. The fact that we played Dead or Alive, and then a couple people were like, "All right,
This is
I'm
bad.
out."
This is a curse.
They did say I'm
Rush Limbaugh was Dead or Alive. Hank Aaron was Dead or Alive.
Hank Aaron was a poorly timed Dead or Alive.
But how was I supposed to know Hank
They
Aaron
were
was going
all
to die?
so badly timed.
Well, I think Hank Aaron was in like hospice
Dead
care.
or Alive is a bad game.
Rush Limbaugh was the worst one.
Well, I guess we're gonna watch and find
That was
out.
the worst one. Yeah, here is the first time that we played Dead or Alive and really realized how dark the game could be. Meaning, we play Dead or Alive. I'm going to give you 9 famous people. These people are all related to media. All related to media in some way. Daytime, nighttime television. Are they dead or are they alive? Armstrong,
We're going to
cue the
find
music.
out. I'll feel extra bad now because if they're in media, they're like pretty visible people probably.
Yeah, 100%.
So like I should know if they are or aren't.
All
Still
right.
on TV.
David Letterman. Dead or alive, JD?
Alive.
Definitely alive.
David Letterman is alive.
Big Letterman, okay.
Dick Clark Armstrong, dead or alive?
What is he on?
The Dick Clark rockin' New Year's Eve?
I'm going to say dead.
I think he's alive.
I only know Ryan Seacrest rocking New Year's Eve.
He is dead. Dick Clark would have been 103 today. Armstrong loses that point.
Dang, Richard.
Bob Barker. Legendary game show
I think
host.
he's dead, yeah.
Bob Barker.
Yeah.
That's like all I can think of is when I
think he's
gonna go dead.
He's 97 and alive.
Oh, good.
Bob Barker's
See,
alive. I am so scared.
Darn it, what do you mean he's alive?
I mean, so scared.
No, I'm not. I'm dang it that
No, I know
said
what you
dead.
mean. I know. It's a tough game to like gauge our reaction.
What have you done?
I feel
People
terrible.
are like, wait,
What have you done?
People are like, that producer's a
We
jerk.
gotta be on watch in the next
This
week.
is not on me.
No.
Johnny Carson of the Johnny Carson Show.
Ooh, I think he's dead.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna go alive.
Really?
Just to save his
wow,
life.
he is dead. 96 years old he would have been today, Johnny Carson. Joan Rivers. It's Joan. This game has taken on a whole new mantra after things that have happened in the last 2 weeks. Joan
my
Rivers,
gosh.
dead or alive?
Joan Rivers.
Alive.
From what?
from TV, man. She was just on TV.
Was she on a show?
No, like Dateline and Nightly News and Joan Rivers.
You say she's alive? I'll say she's dead because I don't know who that is.
She's dead. You can't say alive for everyone. Just to
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. It's not on my head.
Wheel of Fortune's Pat Sajak, dead or alive?
I'll say dead.
Yeah, I'll go dead.
He's alive. He was on TV last night.
I don't watch Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
So he's literally Pat Sajak.
I didn't even know who that was until
me
right now.
neither.
I'll be honest.
I never heard of that guy.
I had no idea.
Pat Sajak is literally the host of Wheel of Fortune.
I never watched a single episode of Wheel of Fortune in my life.
I never been.
I maybe watched like 2 clips.
Regis Philbin. Regis Philbin, dead or alive?
He's dead.
Alive.
No, he's dead.
Gosh, he's dead. I'm
missing every single one.
I remember when that happened.
I'm trying to walk on eggshells here.
So sad.
Rush Limbaugh, dead or alive?
He's alive.
Is he alive?
He has like cancer or something.
Oh gosh.
Dude, he literally does.
Okay, I'll say he's alive.
Does
he is. Rush Limbaugh is alive. He's 70. He does have cancer.
Yeah.
You didn't have to bring that up on the. You didn't put a damper on everything.
Why is he in the game?
Tom.
That's what I want to know. I should just call it.
Tom Brokaw, dead or alive? I'm Tom Brokaw.
Oh, I have a book by him.
I'm gonna say dead. Because I'm not familiar. with who that is.
Alive.
He's alive.
Thank
Tom
you.
Brokaw's
There we go.
alive.
There we go.
Armstrong missed 6 out of the 9.
We're done?
Dead or alive. We are.
Hallelujah.
Thank goodness.
My heart rate goes so high this part of the show, more than any other.
Considering things that have happened in recent weeks.
Yeah.
Dead or Alive has taken on a whole new. You texted and said, please don't play Dead or Alive with any of my family members. Oh my goodness.
I hope everybody else thinks this is like kind of funny.
I'm Drake Toll, that's
like
J.D.
uncomfortable.
PicKell,
not really funny,
Armstrong
it's just kinda
Sims,
sad.
Zach Sweeney, and Cola with us today. When we come back, we're taking a call from Stephen from Virginia, but this guy's got to leave to walk his dog at the dog park. Zach Sweeney? That's my one takeaway. The intern, Zach Sweeney.
Zach Sweeney, who is now like an assistant strength coach for Baylor football.
Yeah, so before we get to Zach Sweeney, dead or alive, what I realize now is it's not that week we have all the dead names. It's like a week prior that we play dead or alive, and within that week, 2 people die. And so the next week, it's like, so we're just walking on eggshells for every person in the game, hoping that they don't die soon. Rush Limbaugh did meet his demise very sadly. Pretty
Demise,
soon.
a tough word choice.
Pretty soon after that dead or alive game. Dark game, man. Dark game.
This is very dark. Why am I laughing?
Zach Sweeney was an intern for us who just kind of walked in one day.
Great guy.
Friends with Grant Miller.
Mm-hmm.
Who's
Roommates.
the offensive roommates with Grant Miller. So Grant was like, hey, come with me to Waco.
Mm-hmm.
Zach was like an All-American in high school. Ended up going to play at UCLA to play line and had to medically retire.
Mm-hmm.
Comes to Waco, no job, just kind of here.
Yeah.
And decides to be our intern. Mind you, very little care to work in production.
Yeah, he didn't care at all.
He didn't really want to work in production, which it's fine. He was just looking to get it plugged in sports somewhere, wanted to have it in. One day, puts his foot down, says, I'm fed up with it. I'm done.
Oh.
And decides to, not with us, but with just not having a paying job.
That would do it. Yeah.
Walks into the coach's office at Baylor and is like, I want a job on the strength staff. And they were like, what? And he was like, yeah, I played at UCLA. I'm young. I know what I'm talking about. Show me to Vic Valoria. They let him see Vic Valoria.
Unbelievable.
And then
Is this
Vic,
actually what happened?
this is the day. This is the day of. And then he had just walked in the door and Vic's like, well, come back here. And he's in a meeting room with Dave Aranda and the entire football staff. Our Zach Sweeney. And then verbatim, he says that one of the coaches looked at him. It had been Dave and looked at him and was like, man, you got balls walking in here like that,
I think
kid.
it was Vic Valoria said that.
Yeah, you got balls walking in here like that, kid.
I mean, absolutely he does. Clearly.
Yeah, he just walks in there and is like, I want to work for the strength staff.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, it's a week later, Zach Sweeney stops showing up because he has a job with the Baylor strength and conditioning staff. Now, every video I see posted about Baylor football on their Twitter page, Zach Sweeney is somewhere in it.
And I was happy for him.
Yeah.
And happy that he wasn't an intern here anymore. Because if I'm being honest, I like interns who care.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But he was he's a
a valued member of what Uptempo has become.
yes, he's part of Uptempo's history.
Zach Sweeney. That's a name I forgot until.
But I'm glad he's at a job he can actually care about.
Yeah, and he walked in and
clearly didn't about this.
He walked in and they were like, "Man, you are some gumption, some intestinal fortitude," and just gave the man a job. Hey, Rob, you've been here for a while. You any top moments for you that you've loved over your course of time here at Uptempo? Not including today, where you're on the screen.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Early on, during my first week, we had Sam Pittman on, which I thought was crazy because I was really unsure what I was kind of stepping myself into. I didn't really realize, how big is the show? What is the show going to do? And my first week, we have an SEC coach of the Arkansas Razorbacks. That's crazy. I thought the interview was great. I thought his personality was great. And, I think that's definitely in my top 5 all time.
That was right off the heels of hiring Eric Mateos as the line coach who had worked at Arkansas under Pittman. Do we have that clip, Armstrong, of Sam Pittman, the SEC head coach, joining the show?
We do.
Oh, let's take a look. All right, welcome back at Uptempo on your Friday. Drake Toll alongside J.D. PicKell, Armstrong Sims. Zach Sweeney is in here with us. We've also got Andrew Robertson. We're now joined by the head hog, the mentor of offensive line coach at Baylor, Eric Mateos, Sam Pittman. Coach Pittman, happy Friday, man. Thanks for coming on.
Y'all been drinking coffee in there. You're getting going pretty good this morning.
Oh, my goodness, Coach. I have already had a 9 a.m. today, and it was stellar. That is all I needed to get my juices flowing. A little bit of coffee, some bang. We're ready to rock.
That's awesome, man.
I love it. Now, Coach, first and foremost, to introduce myself, I'm Drake Toll, born and raised in Arkansas, born and raised a Hog fan, so I get it. I get the culture. These other yahoos in here, they're just not acquainted with it, but I know what it's like to throw that hog call up in front of, 75,000 at DWR and get those chills. These guys just don't know. They don't know. But to relate to them a little bit, we've got Eric Mateos coming in, and I know... We looked at how Coach Grimes really dug to get Coach Mateos, and you were one of the ones that lobbied for Eric. Just tell us, who have we gotten in Eric Mateos at offensive line coach?
Oh, y'all got a good one. Really good one. Great recruiter. Works his tail off. The kids will love him. The Baylor will love him. Of course, Grimey is a outstanding offensive line coach in his own right, and certainly has proven over there at BYU what kind of coordinator he is, and I'm so happy for He's a good friend of mine as well. But Eric, when Eric was here, Grimey had called me about him, and I said, you need to hire him, and he went over to LSU with him, and he's just very smart, very bright. I was fortunate enough to be with him here at Arkansas my first time here. Again, just an outstanding recruiter. How do you change your offensive line? And you do it through recruiting and development. And he's really good at that. And I know that the people will be proud that he's at Baylor.
Coach, the aforementioned Yahoo, J.D. PicKell here. I'm co-hosting this with Drake Toll. So happy to have you on.
Thanks.
In regards to what Baylor fans can expect in year one from this offensive line, obviously it's a developmental process, but what can Baylor fans expect to see in year one from this new offensive line?
Aggressive. They'll be aggressive. They'll be well coached. They'll have good technique. But they're going to play extremely hard. If you go back and look at his line he had over there at BYU, those guys were nasty. They played very physical, and that's hopefully a trait that we've done since he was here at Arkansas. But they're going to play very extremely hard, and they'll be well coached technique wise.
Coach, when you first met Eric Mateos and got to work with him at the University of Arkansas, what do you remember about when he first started under you, and how much did he learn in those years that grew him into the coach he is now?
Very good personality. He was over at Hutchinson Junior College, where I was the head coach back in the early 90s, and he was over at Hutch, and we had a guy or two from Hutch in here on our coaching staff, and they recommended him, and we interviewed him, and a lot of energy, very dynamic. But the thing that stuck out to me was his work ethic and how smart he was. And hopefully, between myself and Grimey, he takes everything in and not opinionated. Hey, this is what's been working. And I like that about him because, to be honest with you, by the middle of spring ball, he was coaching half the line when I was here the first time. That's the only way you can develop a GA is let him go out there and coach. And certainly when I left here and I went to Georgia. Arkansas at that time was playing in the Liberty Bowl, and Eric was elevated to the offensive line coach when I left. And I think they rushed with 250 or so in that game and won that game. And I knew he was ready when I left. Of course, Coach Bielema knew that too and elevated him as the O-line coach.
Coach, I'll never forget it. The Liberty Bowl with the red chrome helmets. Come on. I think Alex Collins went for 300 that night.
He's a monster.
Well, I don't remember the game like I was there because I wasn't, but I do know that the line played really well that game, and obviously Collins was Alex Collins, So really good day.
Absolute beast. Coach, you and Dave Aranda both took over programs during a COVID year. I would imagine a logistical nightmare. What was the hardest part about being a first-year coach during COVID?
COVID, in all honesty. The amount of time. I had no idea the amount of time that it would take. Your roster management was huge. I think it would be a special teams coordinator nightmare, simply because, you didn't really know your roster until Friday morning. You had an idea, but then Friday morning, then I can remember making this mistake. So-and-so has COVID and thinking, well, he's out. Well, that's not necessarily true. He's out, and then whoever he was around is out. And so I remember going, well, we only lost a guy or lost two guys, and it turned out to be 6 or 8 because of the quarantine part of it. So I'll bet you, and I hate to say this, but I'll bet half of our staff conversations had something to do with COVID throughout the season.
Wow. Coach, kind of going back to the line and what you were able to put together at Arkansas and your emphasis you put on the boys in the middle. 2015, the 5 guys were combined for 1,638 pounds. I'm sure you remember the media guide picture where not one of those boys is below 6'5", and the lightest dude is 312 pounds. Is that the kind of offensive line that Eric Mateos is coming here to recruit?
I hope so. I think it works. I recruited them that way so I could be the smallest guy in the room. So I needed to get some really big guys. But I hope so. I think big and athletic is better than small and athletic. That's just my belief. And, I'm not talking about big and slow. I'm talking about big and athletic. And, the defensive line is getting bigger and bigger and physical. And so I think you have to combat that. And certainly I believe that he believed in the same thing we were trying to do here with size, aggressiveness, technique-wise, and playing hard as heck. And I can guarantee you that's what you'll see from Baylor's O-line.
That gets me excited. I'm fired up, Coach. I'm ready to go run through a brick wall. On the flip side of that, when it comes to wins and losses, Baylor obviously took a step back last year. And you've been a part of different rebuilds and different programs turning around, obviously a part of one right now and doing a great job right now. What is the number one factor in turning a program around when you're taking over during a COVID year? What is the number one factor in being able to turn a program around?
Trust. You have to get your staff, your players, your organization trusting in each other. And the only way I know how to do that is you have to communicate and you have to be honest. And and brutally honest. And that's what I believe we are. I think I have a whole staff of guys that way. And you have to build trust between each other. And once you do that, once you get them where they'll run through a brick wall with you, I think you got them. And then they're going to go play hard for you. And then in the hard times of the game, they're going to trust that we can come back. You know, I know we were down 13-0 this year at half and end up fortunate enough to come back and win the game. Those type things, because if they don't trust you at some point, they're going to give up on you. And so trust was the biggest factor we had, which was very hard during COVID because in March they left you. And you're sitting there over a video screen, and it's hard to gain trust with anybody unless you're sitting man-to-man, face-to-face with them. So that was very difficult, but I like where our program is in that category right now.
Coach, you hinted on it there. When it comes to the trust factor, not just with your team, but with the state of Arkansas and the fan base, how they've rallied around your program, does it feel like there's a mutual trust right now that is helping you win ball games?
Absolutely. You know, we feed off our state. You know, obviously we're the only Power 5 school. Obviously we have a very fine Arkansas State program in our state, but you know, most of these kids around here and the fans have grown up Razorback fans. And to be honest with you, our first goal was give them something where they could throw their chest out on a Sunday morning going to church. And we weren't able to do that for a long time. And then, fortunately, we were able to beat Mississippi State. And then, you know, that helped. And then had a home win against Ole Miss. That helped. And the Tennessee. We didn't have a lot. And we certainly aren't where we want to be. We're not close. But we want to make them proud of us, and we want to make them proud by the way we played on the field, by the way we were off the field. And I think that we've started and we're heading in that direction. Obviously, we have to win a lot more ball games than we did this year.
Coach, it seems like in today's college football, head coaches are asked to be a lot more than just coaches. You're almost a CEO, fostering a culture. You mentioned before trust. How do you go about establishing that culture as the CEO of your program?
Hire good people. I mean, you have to hire good men around you, and they have to have the same beliefs you do, and they have to talk like you do in a certain aspect. You know, I don't believe in getting a guy's face and MFing him and all those kind of things. We're not teaching him. I think you should be the loudest at practice when they do something well, and then when they do something wrong, I think you're a teacher at that point. And I wanted to hire guys that had that same belief in coaching style that I did. And we have a really, really tight-knit group of coaches, and I think that translates over to the football team.
Coach, with this staff at Baylor and Dave Aranda and kind of what he's putting together here, what do you know about Dave Aranda in the industry? And is he revered as one of the best defensive minds out there?
I love him. And I don't know him particularly well, but I have great respect for him, and I'll tell you why. Because he knows more about pass protections than anybody I've ever been around. He knows how to attack your protections. I played, you know, obviously we played LSU when he was there, and I'm not just saying that. Honestly, I did a clinic last year in Texas and said the same thing. The guy is a phenomenal mind. Again, I don't know the man, but I do know that he's one heck of a defensive coordinator, and I'm sure he'll do great as a head coach.
Coach, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit here, and so I apologize in advance. Your services have been required all over the country at different points throughout your career. You've been able to coach in a myriad of Power 5 schools. What is the best conference in college football?
SEC.
You're going to make some people mad over here, Coach.
That was the easiest question, all of that.
Wow. Coach, we've got a picture here. I think Armstrong's going to throw it up on the screen. So, like I said, I grew up in Valonia, Arkansas. I'm sure the metropolis. You had to have heard of it by now.
Oh, absolutely.
But the little community, I mean, obviously everybody there, but I've heard Bo Mattingly talk about it, and Joe Franklin about how the one thing about Arkansas is it's not a state divided. Everybody there is a Hog fan. There's that culture. Now, think about it, you mentioned it, something to pump their chest out on Sunday morning. You walk in on Sunday morning to church after a Hog win, and everybody's talking about it. Everybody is talking about the Razorbacks. if you can try, because like I said, these folks in the studio, they didn't grow up around that. If you can try, and it's impossible, to explain what it means to be an Arkansas Razorback, I'd love to hear it.
It's right on my wall as you walk into my office. It says, you're not coming to play for the University of Arkansas. You're coming to play for the state of Arkansas. And that's what it is. And you can feel it. You can feel it in the stands. You can feel it down at the gas station. It's a different state. It's a very unique state. It's a hungry state. And, you know, you're sitting there going, hey, let's pump our chest out at church. Well, they haven't had many times to do that, you know, over the last few years. And so I've loved Arkansas ever since I was in high school. I grew up 75 miles from here, and Coach Holtz halfway recruited me here for a minute, and I wouldn't have took me either. He made a great decision on that. But I learned to love the Razorbacks. And I know I didn't go to school here, but I feel a strong part of the University of Arkansas, and I feel like an Arkansas native, even though I graduated high school over across just 75 miles here across the border in Oklahoma.
I'm moving to Arkansas.
Yeah,
it's
that's
done.
it, Coach.
Hey, it's beautiful. Go down to Hot Springs and see if you'll ever leave. It's pretty nice there, too.
Come on, the Hot Springs before the Pig Trail? Oh, my goodness. Go up and get some sassies? Coach, speaking my language right here. I tell you what, it is everything. It takes everything in my body on this Baylor radio show that we have not to just break out and call the Hogs right now.
Well, you know how to do it.
That's right. Now, I got to ask you, and this is a question my grandma, she's a huge Razorback fan too, and I know she asked me, she said, call the Hogs on the show. And I said, I tell you what, instead of that, I'll ask one question. Coach, do you do the little whoop at the beginning of the Hog call, or do you just call the Hogs normally?
Well, I've got cousins that grew up in the state of Arkansas, and they do it. Now, I don't, but if it'll help us win some games, I'll sure as heck start doing it.
Either way, bring it on. All right, Coach, we'll end it off with this right here. Every day we play Bear games where we ask questions to our guests and our callers. Typically, they have nothing to do with anything relevant. They're just for fun. And today, that is the exact same as every day. The first one, though, we have our Bear games. We're doing a Baylor's second best bracket. The second best player of the last decade, because if we put RG3 in here, it just wouldn't count. And both of these names are pretty familiar guys. So I want to get your take on who maybe was better in a Baylor Bear uniform. First one being Bryce Petty, two-time Big 12 championship quarterback. Second being Andrew Billings. He put some hurt on some offensive lines in the past. College football's strongest player, All-American at defensive line. Who you got to go with, Bryce Petty or Andrew Billings? Two random guys for your Friday.
I'm going with Billings. You know, I love the big men, so, you know, I'm going with Billings.
There is no quarterback bias
I was going to guess
from
that,
Sam
yeah.
Pittman. There's no, and Coach,
had him at strongest player.
I tell you what, the turnaround that you had at Arkansas this past year, unbelievable already. I know the state's excited about it, and moving forward, there's a lot of hype around your program and guys coming back. But all this to say, not only is there going to be a 30 for 30 about Sam Pittman and his tenure at the University of Arkansas, there's going to be a movie about it. And what we're asking today is, if somebody's got to play you in that movie, who's doing it? Who's the actor that's playing you in the movie?
Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
Wow. You can't handle the truth.
I love that. I can see that right now.
He's going to have to throw a few pounds on, or I'm going to have to lose some.
No.
Oh, my goodness. Coach,
I like him.
That is, you can't handle the truth. I was indoctrinated in that movie a month or two ago, and, man, that line right there, oh, come on.
Who was the old boy in Tommy Boy, too? He kind of looks
Chris
like
Farley.
Chris Farley.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Farley, but he's a lot funnier than I am, but he might be a good one if he was still alive.
Oh, my goodness. Coach Sam Pittman of the University of Arkansas Razorbacks. Coach, thanks so much for joining this little random Baylor show today.
My pleasure, guys. You got a good one in Mateus.
Thanks,
and
Coach.
And the head coach, so go get them.
We're hoping so.
The head hog, Sam Pittman, joining us today. Thanks again, Coach, so much for coming on. Listen, anytime you get bored and want to call in a radio show, we got you.
Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
You too. Wow, how about that?
He's awesome.
Come on, baby.
He's so
Sam
good.
Pittman, Yeah, Sam Pittman, head coach of the University of Arkansas Razorbacks, joining the show. One of the bigger guests that we had on, a head SEC football coach. Hey, Rob, good little memory down memory lane. Your first week at Up-Tempo, and Sam Pittman comes on.
Pretty exciting stuff, I would agree. I mean, yeah. What else am I supposed to say?
I don't know, man. That was enough. You summed it up pretty good right there.
Very exciting.
Armstrong, I feel like we've kind of left you out of the loop here. Any of the big moments that you've really enjoyed in the past 100, the first 100 shows?
I can't do this. I can't do such a staged
Come on. No.
conversation.
No. Keep it calm, Armstrong. You got this.
Yeah, Andrew already did.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing this. So Drake comes up to me in the break and says, "You're going to intro Reading Rainbow clip." And then now he's acting without telling me that I was going to have to pretend like we had never discussed this, and I refused to do that.
You're blowing it, Armstrong.
This is for production quality. It's supposed to be natural and organic.
I can't do it.
Try.
This is more This is more natural, actually.
Yeah, it's more natural, but it would have seemed really natural had I said that. You'd be like, "Oh, one of the things that I remember."
There was a time when we were discussing. I don't even know how we got on the conversation, but Reading Rainbow came up, which I had never heard of in my entire life. And then y'all started talking about all these shows you watched as kids, all of which I had never seen.
Same.
And I was completely questioning y'all's upbringing and how good it was because of these terrible shows y'all watched.
Do we have a clip of that?
Gosh, Rick.
Do we?
We do have a clip of that.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you what. This is one of my favorite moments, too. One of the funniest things that's happened ever on Up-Tempo. Let's see if we can check it out, Armstrong.
Painful.
Immaculate.
Adrenaline. Elation. Okay.
National titles.
It's a championship game, Alex. Let's take it.
Alex.
I love that. Let's take a poll in the room. Who here watched Reading Rainbow in high school?
Oh, yeah. High school. Ooh.
Maybe like middle. Okay, yeah. If you watched Reading Rainbow in high school, you have problems. I also watched Reading Rainbow.
Give me a little bit of context.
Take a look. It's in a book.
Never watched
Reading Rainbow.
I went to public school.
Yeah.
But I did not.
Freaking Rainbow?
Never heard of it.
Anywhere.
Not even before high school? Before high school, y'all didn't watch that? Like Rainy Day, Recess?
I watched a lot of Magic School Bus.
Okay.
A lot of
I never even heard
Magic School Bus.
Seeing it. I never even heard of Reading Rainbow until Drake told me about it this morning.
It's Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan sings the theme song.
Shaka Khan?
Shaka Khan sings the theme song.
I did not know that.
And LeVar Burton hosts. LeVar Burton.
It's a show?
Dude, I couldn't.
Was it live action?
I couldn't name any of those people, but I did know Reading Rainbow.
LeVar Burton.
Shaka Khan. The only reason I know who Shaka Khan is because she was in a Phineas and Ferb episode.
She was? What?
Goat show.
Dude, I bet Reading Rainbow won some Emmys.
Reading Rainbow.
Let's look it up.
Stop singing.
It's so catchy.
Take a look.
It's in a book.
Reading Rainbow.
Don't worry, Armstrong. I've never heard of it.
He's gonna mute both of our mics, and it's the Armstrong and Andrew show.
Because I run around the horn where they
we do
mute
that?
them. Like Tony Reale mutes the people and they lose points.
Why don't we do that? Why don't we have like Andrew and Armstrong on the next show? You guys can do the morning show.
Wow.
The Andrew and Armstrong show. Wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Andrew and Armstrong here.
The Double A show.
Yeah, you guys.
Get your batteries charged with AA in the morning.
What?
You know what I'm saying?
That's off the dome.
Off the dilly dome.
Double whatever we pay you.
If I took over the show,
quintuple
the questions I'd ask the callers would be interesting.
Okay, check this out.
Call in if you kiss your immediate family members on the mouth.
Mike Leach, very like Mike Leach questions.
Okay.
If you're a pirate, who would you be?
I want to know.
I just looked it up. Spoiler. Okay. How many Emmys do you think Reading Rainbow has won?
0.
Okay.
Wait, I mean, by that question.
So it's won some Emmys. How many do you think it's won?
7.
Won Emmys?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Reading Rainbow was up.
All right. So they just
spoiler. It's won a lot of Emmys.
They just give Emmys to anyone these days.
It's won 26 Emmy awards.
Reading Rainbow.
26 Emmy awards.
26 Emmys.
10 of which were the most outstanding children's series.
The only reason I know who LeVar Burton is because of Community, the show.
Yeah.
Well, he's famous because of Reading Rainbow.
Really?
Jack Wheeler, our father, says, I have failed Armstrong as a roommate for not showing him Reading Rainbow.
Hold on. I'm gonna search it up. Maybe I have seen it.
Donald Glover.
You're embarrassing yourself.
Donald Glover cries in the show Community, singing Reading Rainbow.
Yeah, it's good. Really good.
Look, it's in a
He's like I forget the context of that, but it's really good.
Because he's so scared of LeVar Burton.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Because Pierce pays LeVar Burton to come to the hospital when Pierce is on his deathbed, and LeVar comes to meet Donald Glover, and Donald Glover, Childish Gambino, And he's just scared to death.
I will say I have no idea what Reading Rainbow's about.
Okay,
like
now
I remember the
LeVar
theme, I remember
Burton
watching
is-
it. I have no idea what happened in any episodes.
Did you know
He's going to host Jeopardy, I think.
That's what I am just now saying.
Like long
LeVar
term
Burton wants
Breaking news.
Not just Aaron Rodgers hosting.
He like long term, he wants to, because of his Reading Rainbow success, he thinks he can get the Jeopardy job.
Yeah.
He has 26 Emmys.
That's 26 Emmys. That's 26 more than any of us have
Crazy. I
combined.
never heard this show.
It's time for me to
Life.
confirm that I have never seen a second of Reading Rainbow
Wow.
ever. Never.
Interesting.
So
Wow.
Maybe-
I'm sure we got listeners out there that have seen
Hero,
Reading
you're a
Rainbow.
legend.
maybe school systems
You're a
failed me.
legend.
I mean, I watched Miss Frizzle like every other day. it
All my
feels like,
homies never
but-
heard of Reading Rainbow.
Dang.
Did anybody ever watch Read Between the Lions?
Between the Lions.
No.
Between the Lions.
What?
Dun, dun, dun.
You went to high
Take a
school
look
in California.
Between the Lions.
We're the same
You went to,
age.
yes.
Dude, I saw it. Yeah, dude.
You went to
those are-
school in
let's
California.
go. It's
That's the
great.
thing. No, he went to California, which is about, I don't know, 10 years ahead of Arkansas. So by the time you're watching it, by the time I got to third grade, that's when we started watching it.
So
these folks are all in new school stuff.
All of the things that I've seen
New
of
school.
Between the Lions,
New school
Reading
stuff?
Rainbow is from Georgia.
New
So
school
maybe
stuff.
it's a Southeast thing.
Magic
Maybe it's
School Bus is
regional.
new
It might be regional.
Very reasonable.
I did
Between
not
the
have
Lions
new
is
school
great,
stuff.
though.
Between the Lions is great.
Between the Lions is really good.
Oh, I've seen
what's
this
the guy?
one.
The cliffhanger guy? The word cliffhanger
Oh,
guy?
yeah. That's funny.
Yes.
That's awesome.
I think it's the same show. I think it's like the intermission of the Read Between the Lions.
It like happens in the
You know,
library,
actually,
right?
this explains a lot.
This does explain a lot.
Why?
Why? We have such great chemistry because we know like popular culture references for children.
No, it explains a lot about your early education.
Okay.
I mean, y'all know
And that
music.
explains a lot
and
about
Drake and I know
the way you operate now.
I mean, y'all, meaning you and Drake, know music, and Drake and I know.
Yeah, I know a ton of music.
Drake knows everything.
I know everything that is about popular
You
culture.
do know a lot about pop culture.
About that one show. Oh shoot!
I don't know much about pop culture.
Really.
That's true.
Culture.
Wow. What's the one?
And I'm proud of that.
Yeah.
That's that. Okay, it's the one. It's the show that has like
show.
the. Also, you know what I found out yesterday? This is like so off topic, but if someone has a mustache and it's kind of like, you know,
like Drew Timmy.
Yeah. What would you call Drew Timmy's mustache?
Oh yeah, I was looking for it. Now, I don't know if it has handlebars more when it's like more up, right? I would say it's.
Oh,
I thought handlebar was like Mario and Luigi kind of stuff.
Okay. I just texted you.
I
a link,
Google
Armstrong.
searched it and I
I'm
couldn't find
filibustering
it.
until you can play this link.
I was searching for.
Texted it to me.
I texted
That's
it
the
to
worst way to get it to me.
So I searched Pecos Bill mustache.
Okay.
Trying to find Drew Timmy's like lookalike to make something funny on Twitter. Couldn't find anything. So I genuinely have tried to answer this question myself with the internet and can't.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. It's moot point.
I was wrong.
Okay.
Handlebar is not what I thought it was.
Wow. Okay. So there's another video Armstrong's pulling up right now that I want to see if you guys have seen this.
I'm very far away from pulling it up.
Wait, what's it called though?
How far away?
What's it called?
It's called Eyewitness Intro Opening Theme.
Oh, dude, we're on the same thing. I know what you're talking about.
Do you know
I
what
know
I'm talking
100%. I already know what you're talking about.
No
Where with
way.
the white backdrop and the birds flying. Dude, yeah.
Yes.
It's so good. What's that?
It takes back. Yeah. Yeah, and it takes back so many memories.
Smells like Cheez-Its and pizza parties.
Oh, it smells like hot chocolate and watching Polar Express.
That's so fun.
I hate it.
Wait, what's the mustache called though? Because I actually really do want to
I'm
know
looking at an image, or I was looking at an
Fu
image.
Manchu.
Fu Manchu.
I was
okay.
Well, I also see a horseshoe as an answer for
Okay.
this. If it's a little, I mean, his is kind of like very straight.
Close.
I bet that would get you there.
We are
close.
reasonably close.
Okay. Because we're going to watch this and then we're going to go to a break and Jerry Hill joins the show. And Jerry Hill's going to be so big. He's going to be so much a part of the documentary.
Yeah.
Can you not tell me what that's from?
I feel like
that's one of
Those
the craziest
videos
part.
are legit.
You can't tell me that all of your dreams don't somehow take place in that building.
Boom.
Don't you
Why
think?
does it exist though?
No.
If you were to ask me, if you're like, hey, you ever seen that? Like,
You know what we just missed?
Describe it.
On
Put a
that,
name to that.
we just missed the intro to that one show. The intro
Like,
with
if
the,
someone says like, what are you talking? Like, you're trying to describe that. To someone else.
the hallway show.
Oh, yeah,
White hallways,
What's
camera
science
floating.
class, the mental institution, under
bird,
the
Like,
wire.
I can say like reading
What's that
Rainbow,
called?
and it just triggers. But there's
What is that called?
Why?
I don't
Why
remember
were y'all
what that's
talking
called.
over that?
So because the clip that's missing in that clip because of copyright issues is the
Oh, yes.
and the bird. There's not a word for it. We're actually talking in that clip about how there's not a word for the bird.
It's a feeling. The whole thing is just a feeling. The whole thing is so ominous to where I stand by that. Every single dream I've ever had takes place in that building with that bird somehow affiliated. And it's so catchy. And you're like, I think I'm terrified and also loving everything that's happening right now.
Welcome back into the Petty Clinic Low T Bears Den. I've probably said that. It's like 7,000 times.
Yeah.
It's such a common. You know what? Can we do Armstrong? I'm going to kind of throw you for a loop here
for a second. Can we do two things really quickly now that JD's joined the show? The announcement video that we played earlier in the show, near the top. Can we roll with that really quick? I want to take you down memory lane.
Oh, man.
Together. They said we're too young.
That we weren't ready.
We're not polished.
We're not professional.
Inexperienced.
Raw.
We've heard it all.
Maybe they were right.
Or maybe.
We're just getting started.
And we are live on Uptempo, SicEm365's newest radio show, coming to you on Monday to Friday, 11 to 2. I'm Drake Toll, he's J.D. PicKell, that's Armstrong Sims, and this is Uptempo. Yeah, how about that action?
Wow. That feels like so long ago. But, I mean, really, it was, 6 months ago?
Yeah, 6 months.
That's crazy. It feels like decades ago.
So much has changed in 6 months.
So much has changed in 6 months.
Has changed.
We switched places since that video.
We did. In that video, for some reason, I don't know why we're positioned like that in the video.
Yeah.
I don't know why that happened.
Director's choice.
Trey Minna, who works for the NBA now, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Doing NBA stuff.
That's wild.
Yeah, day one to now. Sam Pittman, national championship victory for Baylor men's basketball.
It's been so cool to be able to cover Baylor in the time that we have. The things that have gone on outside of football, obviously, which is a whole other story, but
we haven't covered football yet. Baylor football is going to be stupendous, thanks to us.
That's true, thanks to Uptempo. If Uptempo covers it, it wins, and that's just the way it's always been. That's the way it's going to be. But, I mean, it's been so fun to be around Waco with all the success, much less a national championship on our hands. We've been really lucky, and it's fun to keep this thing rolling, man.
Man, how about it? Welcome back in to the Petty Clinic, Low T Bears Den. Drake Toll alongside J.D. PicKell, Armstrong Sims, Marquise Cooley, Jack McKenzie, and Andrew Robertson. Going through our top moments, favorite moments of all time, Uptempo. We got a couple more here, too, to go through. We've already gone through the history of the logo. You're going to have to go back and watch that.
Okay.
It's unbelievable where we've come logo-wise.
History of the Uptempo logo?
Yeah. Oh, it's nuts.
Okay.
It is nuts. What are some of your favorite memories on the old in the stew?
I'd be remiss if I didn't say national championship.
Yeah.
Or the day after the national championship, even more so. It just felt like I know Baylor as a whole won, but it felt like the show won. It kind of felt like, okay, wow, we've really, this is what it feels like to be a champion. And I didn't play one single minute on the floor for Baylor at all, but it just felt like we were there at the beginning of the season, end of the season, like all the ups and downs of COVID. It was just such a complete and euphoric experience that morning to wake up and be like, wow, Baylor's the best college basketball team in the universe.
The absolute, and I think we've had the conversation of how wow, there are so many people that never thought this would happen in the history of the course of the universe that Baylor would win a national championship, and here they are on the cusp of that, they took home glory. Also, got a caller coming in here.
Oh, sweet.
Man, I don't remember. I'm trying to find who was the first caller on Uptempo.
You know who it was?
Who was it?
Oh, no, I was going to say Uptempo. The new studio was you. You were the first caller to the new studio, I believe.
No,
the post game.
The afternoon, to the post game, but the afternoon show guys.
Oh, it's probably Matt and DC or T-Rex. I think Matt and DC might have been the first. Actually.
Might have been the first one on Uptempo.
Yeah, Uptempo. Ooh, I don't know. That's a good question. It's a good trivia question.
We already told the story about how, and we'll get to Steven here in 1 second, who's on the call line. Told the story about how Grayson didn't show up for a post-game show.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, which there are a lot of dominoes that had to fall for us to come across one another at Baylor, and then moving into China Spring football, and even getting that gig. And originally, I wasn't going to get my own color guy; it was going to be some other guy. So that all in itself to come together, and then Grayson missing a post-game show is what made Uptempo.
I know it was crazy because I think obviously being in Austin, he was I don't want to speak for him, but obviously harder to get to Waco every single week of the college football season, and so the fact that you were able to step in and do it, man, was definitely a divine thing. And so pumped we're 100 shows deep in this thing, and hopefully got 100 more to go. Yeah,
it's not like I was thinking about it yesterday. I was like, man, 100 shows. Do we have enough moments to recap? 100 shows in, are there enough bangers in there? And holy cow, there's just so much stuff down the list of wow. We have Sam Pittman, having Sam on the show was nuts. There's either stuff that we won't get to today that are just monumental moments in what we've done on Uptempo. Rebrands and all kinds of different things in just a short. I think it feels so much longer because the unbelievable success of Baylor athletics and the breaking news stuff. Like Kim Mulkey conversation we had on that Friday. I was telling Armstrong, that Thursday, the biggest news that Thursday before Kim Mulkey was equestrian. Mm-hmm. We had 79 views.
Yeah.
The next day, Kim Mulkey, 2,000.
Yeah.
And it was just the simple fact of like, hey, maybe Kim Mulkey's leaving. None of us thought it was actually going to happen. Within 72 hours, she was gone.
Yeah, I mean, across all sports, we've been so fortunate to be able to have no shortage of content, like really from Kim Mulkey to the Natty to Baylor football to, I mean, there's been so many things with coaching hires, coaching changes, coaches, saying things that we get to talk about here. It's been, definitely a blessing and humbled to be able to be a part of it for as long as we have.
Stephen from Virginia on the caller line. Stephen, what's going on? Happy 100.
Hey guys, I'm really happy today, and I hope one of these days we can get together and talk about all this because there's so much, y'all are, I consider y'all friends, and the whole Baylor community that's been so great. Baylor has been so great in the content they provided to make this machine run.
True.
I enjoyed so much of the talk about the post-game show last year because, the football on the field might not have been enjoyable, but I think we enjoyed that just about as much as we could, being 2-7. And we've done this 100 times, and I'm just really proud of y'all. And really, it's a great day. A couple of the things that I haven't heard mentioned yet, they're really big ones for me are, the hot, crazy Matrix guy and Montana Tech, the Montana Tech coach. I mean, those are interviews that I've not heard, anybody else get. And those are some of the most enjoyable, overall hours of media that you could hope to look for, man. This has been great. I'm so happy for y'all.
Thanks, Steven. And credit to Drake, too, because he did a lot of work behind the scenes to get a lot of those guys booked. So I want to make sure I spotlight that because he does a lot to make sure we get guys like those guys on the show. And, I completely agree. A lot of fun to be able to talk to people like that on our program.
And credit to those guys that came on. Yeah. It's like, hey, man, would you, come on up tempo? And it's always sure, let's do it. And they were both great. High Crazy Matrix guy, just that was a nuts. I mean, getting to do that and having that video was, and talking to him, having that as a piece of content on a sports show.
Yeah.
Can't get much better than that. But, man, it's been a fun ride. And, Steven, you're again, one of those guys that's kind of stuck around for all of it, and that can't go overstated.
Well, some of the highlights of my life are going to be things like calling in after Baylor won the national championship or after the game-winning field goal against Kansas State because I was so tired of all the Charlie Brewer talk, and we won a game, and it was just they won a game, and Charlie won it for them, and that's not as big as the national championship, but like all these things, man. And Drake, when we talked the next day after the national championship, I got to be honest, I still that's one of the things that when we sit here and we're old men and we're telling our children what we did when we were young, I'm going to be like, they won the national championship, and I never thought that was possible. And all we could do was call each other and say, do you really believe this happened, man? I'm so, and the backyard pool Drake is the biggest vibe I've ever seen in my life. So I just want to, and Armstrong, I really like it when you beat up on the guys, but you're wrong about Reading Rainbow because I'm older than you and I watched Reading Rainbow. So Drake didn't get raised that poorly because he's here now. So I just love y'all. I'm here for it. I also want to say that the Armstrong wink is absolutely the best part of that intro video.
No question.
I'm going to be fair and balanced here. So I just, y'all are heroes, and I'm really enjoying the whole, the small part that y'all allow me to play and what goes on.
Stephen from Virginia, Stephen from the beach, the pivotal calls that you've made and pivotal moments have always been spectacular. Our Bear Games question of the day, narrow it down to one, Stephen. Favorite up-tempo moment in the first 100?
Oh, if I'm going to pick my favorite moment, I'm going to be a little selfish, and I'm probably going to pick the one that I had the biggest hand in because I don't have a hand in a lot of it. I just call in and come in and say, what's up, and y'all give me a semi-platform. I'm going Walking in Waco. because that became way bigger than anything I could have ever imagined when I sat here in my house locked up with COVID trying to write Baylor versions of popular songs. So that was a lot of fun, fellas.
My favorite Stephen from Virginia moment is when you called in and predicted the final score to the point of a Baylor basketball game that night.
Yeah, and we were giving away a flipping tumbler.
The ice shaker deal.
Which, Stephen, the second you step foot on campus for the West Virginia game, you have a tumbler and a T-shirt waiting on you.
Unbelievable.
Oh, I can't wait to see y'all. Y'all know I'll be there for the West Virginia game. I'm going to see if I can beg Ashley to let me come on the post-game show or something. Maybe I'll donate a little bit extra 1 month and see if he'll let me come on or something. We'll have to do something, fellas.
I love it. Hey, thanks, Stephen, for your call. Always good to hear from you.
Later, guys.
Means a
I
lot.
love that. Love when just later, guys.
About a little Matt and DC action. The first ever caller into Up-Tempo from day one to now. Matt and DC, what's going on?
How's it going, man? Just first of all, congratulations for 100 episodes. I love the show. I love what y'all have done. Y'all have taken it to the next level. I mean, the whole staff at SicEm365. There was a vacuum for and a need for like our own radio show. We always had the ESPN Central Texas show, and then everything happened. And the best things in life are the ones where somebody sees something get done, and you just make it happen. And Ashley and everyone made it happen. Y'all make it happen. Y'all have done a hell of a show. And I know a lot of people are like, who are these young guys coming up and doing that? But both of y'all, the way I see it, y'all both have a long career ahead of you in sports radio if y'all want it, though. So go out and get it.
Appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, we're a byproduct of those guys' success, so happy to be part of it. Thanks a lot for saying that, though, Matt. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we love what we do. I think that's the one thing that we both want to come across, too, is that we are super passionate about this show, Baylor sports. I mean, I think that at the root of it, the passion for Baylor sports is there. And so the fact that folks give us the chance to come through the airwaves and talk to them about Bear athletics is still kind of a shock to both of us.
Absolutely. I mean, it's been amazing the past 6 months, and I can't wait for the next 6 months, especially once y'all start covering football. Because as much as everyone loves basketball, we know once football season starts coming up, I mean, it's just going to get turned to a whole nother level.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Started summer workouts today. They did.
Yeah.
First day of summer workouts.
Camp this past weekend, so a lot going on. Yeah, the middle of when we get to the heat of football season, it's going to go nuts. Up-tempo is going to turn up to upper tempo.
So much tempo.
It's going to be wild.
Yeah,
I can't wait for football season. How about Matt and DC narrowing it down to one moment? And I mean, you were a part of the first call. You were the first call into the show. What is your favorite moment of the course of the last 100 shows?
Well, that would have to be my favorite moment. Being the first ever caller and making sure that day, no matter what, I had to beat T-Rex to be the first caller on Up-Tempo, and I accomplished that. So it'll always be my favorite moment. So because he has to live with that forever.
Yeah, Matt beat him.
Put a stamp on history.
Matt beat Baylor Bigfoot. He beat Steven. He got there first. He got there first. Hey, Matt and DC, thanks for your call and bringing some nostalgia, more nostalgia to the show today. It's been a pleasure to do what we do, and can't wait for the next 100.
Thank y'all.
See you, Matt and DC. Wow, good stuff.
These are kind of fun calls to get. People are just being nice to us.
Yeah.
I don't have any opinions that are being given that are egregious.
Guess what? Tomorrow's the 101st show.
There it is.
You thought today was good. You just wait till tomorrow. We're celebrating bigger tomorrow.
It's going to be even bigger on 102.
Going bigger, going home.
Oh, boy.
We're not going home.
Nope.
We're going the biggest.
Bigger than that, even.
Boom. Boom. I'm Drake Toll. We got JD, PicKell, Armstrong, Sims, Marquise, Cooley, Jack, McKenzie, and Andrew Robertson in the studio today. When we come back, we're still recapping a lot of the big moments the last 100 days and what this show has meant to us, done for us, and living up the Blonde Boys Power Hour. Nostalgia mode. Don't go anywhere. This is Up-Tempo.
Happy 100. Today, Up-Tempo celebrates its 100th live show with a commemorative program to highlight the best moments of the last 6 months. From a national championship in men's basketball to losing a Hall of Fame coach and a wild tennis postseason for baseball snub, Baylor storylines have been massive, and Up-Tempo has been there to cover it all. Apart from the celebration, Baylor held its first prospect camp of the Dave Aranda era over the weekend, with dozens of high-caliber players taking to McLean Stadium to learn from the staff and showcase their skills. Multiple offers have been put out by Aranda and company since the camp concluded. SicEm365's own Grayson Grunhaver Caught up with 6 of the biggest names from the weekend, and interviews with each prospect can be found on the SicEm365 premium site under the football tab. And today is the day. SicEm365 and a host of others will begin work on a documentary to celebrate the 2021 Baylor men's basketball national championship run, with interviews kicking off in Houston. In national news, the NCAA baseball tournament is rolling on without one national seed at 6 overall. TCU kisses its chances at Omaha goodbye. The Horned Frogs were upset by Dallas Baptist and Oregon State over the weekend to lose their own regional in Lupton. Texas Tech and Texas, on the other hand, have already punched tickets to a super regional, along with NC State, Arizona, Vandy, ECU, Tennessee, and Notre Dame. Notable teams to fall early include Florida, TCU, Louisiana Tech, and South Carolina. And in national news, Wisconsin announced the addition of a 7'1" center who is transferring from Cincinnati, and Chris Vogt. Vogt started 50 games for the Bearcats over the last 2 seasons and averaged 5 points, 3.5 rebounds, and a block a game. I'm Armstrong Simpson. That's all the news that is news in college sports. This has been Armstrong's Minute on SicEm365 Radio's Uptempo.
Pay over qualified buyer with $4,000 down at 2.9%. TTNL Extra. See deal for details.
Travel is back, and so are the savings at the Memorial Day Savings Event at Richard Carr. Save $5,900 on 2021 Buick Encore. Drive off in the affordable luxury of a Buick Encore for as little as $258 a month. Or vacation in the spacious comfort of a 3-row Buick Enclave and save $8,500. 100% credit approval is always our goal. It's the Memorial Day Savings Event going on now at Richard Carr.
At Richard Carr, we give you more.
At Ideal MRI, we feel blessed to be a part of the Waco community. We're a small family business right here in Central Texas, and our goal is to bring down the cost of healthcare while maintaining high quality. At times like this, the cost of healthcare has never been more important, and unfortunately, significant illnesses and injuries still occur. That's why Ideal MRI is open and here to serve you through the difficult time. We offer premium MRIs just like a hospital with state-of-the-art technology and specialists, but you'll pay less. Sometimes thousands of dollars less, whether you're using insurance or not. At Ideal MRI, we accept most insurance and there are no hidden costs, even offering financing if that's needed. Everything included in the price, and you'll not get something as a surprise in the mail later on. If you need an MRI, ask your doctor about Ideal MRI. They'll know. You can schedule an appointment safely from home online in minutes at idealmri.com or give us a call, 833-IDEAL-MRI, idealmri.com.
At Marco's Pizza, get craveable pizza made the Italian way with dough made from scratch, an original sauce recipe, 3 fresh signature cheeses, and premium toppings you love, served hot and safe. Right now, you can get unlimited medium one-topping pizzas for just $6.99 each. Why stop at just one? Order with your app or at marcos.com for curbside, carryout, or delivery today. Marco's, pizza lovers get it.
One size fits all. That may be all right for an adjustable belt or cheap sunglasses, but when it comes to your financial needs, no one wants a one-size-fits-all strategy. Cam Heathcott, your Edward Jones financial advisor, knows that his most important goals are yours. That's why he takes the time to understand your needs, knowing you. That's how Edward Jones makes sense of investing. Cam Heathcott, covering Conroe and Houston, 936-756-7717 or cam.heathcott@edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Boots add protection. Good boots help you climb better and move forward faster. And when your son or daughter steps into the boots of a U.S. Army officer, they also learn how to lead. In these boots, they'll gain more confidence with expert training in one of more than 150 occupational specialties. In these boots, they'll stand a little taller and lead a team with diverse backgrounds and areas of expertise to successfully accomplish whatever challenge comes next. In these boots, they'll earn respect with valuable experience from day one that will give them solid footing for success into the future. Highly qualified candidates who earn a spot on our team can receive comprehensive health care coverage, college tuition assistance, and a bonus of up to $40,000. See all the things your son or daughter can achieve in our boots at GoArmy.com. U.S. Army Waco Recruiting Company, 254-598-8131 or 254-776-1543.
Welcome back to Up Tempo on SicEm365 Radio. Call us on the Impact Health Labs caller line at 254-339-1122.
Sit down, Bob. I'm not happy, Bob. Not happy.
Now back to the Bears Den with Drake Toll and J.D. PicKell for the Blonde Boys Power Hour.
Welcome back into the Petty Clinic Low T Bears Den. Drake Toll alongside J.D. PicKell, Armstrong Sims, Marquise Cooley, Andrew Robertson. Packed house today, celebrating show number 100 on Up Tempo. One of the things that I do want to say is thank you to people out there that listen every day. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, the folks that have called in consistently. There have been shows where we only get 5 callers in the queue at a time. There have been shows where that thing's been loaded up. I mean, yeah, there are slow content days, but very few and far between because of the folks that pour into this show and the stuff that we were able to do for tennis and equestrian and acrobatics and tumbling and every sport across the board, men's and women's golf, is all because of Baylor folks that enjoy listening to not just football, basketball, and football, basketball.
And
but
especially with those smaller sports, a lot of the callers have called in and at least enlightened me and made me more privy to some of those things like equestrian, tennis, and just, I mean, honestly contributed to the conversation in a really big and effective way. So thank you, and please keep listening, and please keep making me smarter about everything.
I love it, man. There's been so much about this show that has been driven by the callers, driven by the people. You know, we get new callers, new messages every week, whether it be on Twitter or on the show, of folks that are listening to the show and that love what's put out. And it's just, again, you know, the fact that you with a full-time job, fresh out of college, Armstrong without a gallbladder, myself, I mean, I was 19 when this thing took off. Have been given the opportunity and the platform to spread Baylor news, to cover Baylor as closely as we've been able to.
For the record, I had a gallbladder when we began.
That's what makes this even worse. Is the fact that you're down a gallbladder.
-1 gallbladder.
And somehow, in the middle of this, you lost a gallbladder.
To be fair, the spread before we even started the show was 2.5 gallbladders.
Okay.
So we are now currently close to covering that.
Yeah, but I mean, it was very much. It was like
we're not going to go back up.
If we lose 3,
it was minus 10,000.
If we lose 3 gallbladders as a show, that's going to be tough. That's something in the air.
No,
something
it was,
in the water.
out of the 3 of us, it was 2.5 gallbladders over the course of the first year.
Oh, okay.
And the odds were minus 10,000 for over 2.5 gallbladders by the time we got to the last year.
And we're halfway.
And
only halfway.
It was plus 2,000 for under 2.5 gallbladders. And the underdog hit.
Which is strange. Vegas probably knows something about that.
Yeah, the underdog hit. You put $100 down on there being less than 3 gallbladders by the time you get a year in.
You're rich.
You got $2,000.
You're rich.
I need that.
And I hammered the favorite. I love the minus 10,000. I thought I had the favorable odds.
If you had asked me at the beginning, do you think we'll all still have gallbladders come June? I would have said yes.
Yeah, heck yeah.
I mean, most people would have, yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
I think I would have said yes.
We all started with very healthy gallbladders.
House always wins.
I don't know about that.
House always wins.
I don't know if mine was healthy.
Really? Even then, you think the gallbladder was just starting?
That would have been good for us to know before we did it.
It takes gallstones like years to develop, apparently.
You're saying you knew this and you could have.
I didn't know this.
You could have. Oh, okay.
Insider trading.
I thought maybe,
Like just kind of felt it out a little bit.
That could have been a sick and pick 'em.
Yeah, let me just feel my gallbladder, just see if there's some stones.
You can't feel it because
you
it's
can't.
gone.
You can't now.
Yeah. You should have then.
Is there just a void there now? Is it just like
where a gallbladder should be?
There's a gallbladder shaped
just like a black hole.
It's not filled with a gallbladder. Well, I lost a lot of money on that. Nice. Very good. Do we have that equestrian video? I want to think about it. Or did I? Do we? If we don't, that's fine. Because I pop a shot. We got to get to pop a shot
We
today.
cracked the code on equestrian that day.
Yeah, we did. You have that 2-minute drill already, too? I know I'm asking you a lot of these random.
I have, let's see, what do I have? Hold on.
In the theme of things we could have been kicked off for. Like, you could probably write a book
100%.
on the things that we could have been
101 things that
canceled
Up-Tempo
for.
should have been canceled for.
Yeah, like we
Pop
have.
shot. What else did you want?
We have
again?
majored
2-minute
in that subject.
We
Like,
have
we have been absolutely
first one,
unbelievable.
Jim
just
Boeheim.
at walking the line.
Jim Boeheim, yeah. That was the one.
I mean,
Equestrian.
That was a hit, though.
That
You
was
think
the
about it,
line walk.
that was a
though.
hit.
Yeah.
G2 baseball.
Literally
no
a
one
hit.
listens to any of our show,
Yeah.
probably.
Literally
I think
a
I've
hit.
turned them all off.
It was a hit, yeah.
Literally.
Jim Boeheim's a hit. We ran right through that.
We've like killed several people on this
We
show.
did. We
Metaphorically.
recap.
Can't find it.
Everybody we had dead or alive for. Yeah, it's on the like greatest moments of Up-Tempo on YouTube. Armstrong made a playlist of like the best moments of Up-Tempo.
Oh,
and then he
cool.
made another playlist that's best moments of
Let's
Up-Tempo.
go. Even better ones.
There are 2 of them.
There's so many moments. You need at least 2 playlists.
What am I looking at?
Yeah, it's the
sequel.
Yeah, it's the little playlist. And it's called best all-time Up-Tempo segments or something like that.
There's like 3 of them.
Yeah, you have. Yeah, there are.
Have we had all members of the 3 to 6 show on here before? Smoak came on here, right?
Oh yeah, Smoak did come on here. That
Paul
one time.
came on?
But I don't think Paul's come on.
Paul
yet.
hasn't come on yet.
Not yet.
Did Craig come on for a period of time?
Craig did not come on for a period of time at all.
Okay, so we're 1
either.
for 3.
We are 1 for 3
Okay.
on afternoon guys joining the show. I had a
got
much
Grayson.
different haircut when we started. We had Grayson every day.
Had Ashley.
Most days. Ashley's been on. Colt's been on.
Brian
I don't know if
Etheridge has
Brian's been on
here
yet.
for
Brian
post-game.
was in here he was in here that one day of
was in
Up-Tempo
here, yeah.
too. He showed up and talked about Topgolf.
Oh yeah.
I
Okay, so
forgot
he's
about
been on.
that.
So all the owners.
So
So really, it's just Craig and Paul.
Yeah, we gotta
From
get
the
Craig and Paul
SicEm-
in here.
From the SicEm365.
From the family tree.
Yeah.
Sam Bradshaw. You can include Sam Bradshaw.
Sam Bradshaw, I guess that's true.
We had By the Numb Bears too, and he's a SicEm guy now.
By the Numb Bears.
Wow, we've kind of crossed
We've
all
kind of gone through the
checked out all
boxes here. Yeah.
Armstrong, do you have that Baylor trivia? Oh man, is that what
What's
that?
the title of the actual YouTube video?
The title
I
of it.
forgot
Okay,
to
it's
do
like
that.
the best of Up-Tempo. You didn't do the. What is today? Oh, today's
What's
Music
the
Monday.
actual title of the YouTube video? That's
It is Baylor themed quiz show. You had some very interesting names for these YouTube videos on the very start of the things that we did.
Because I was trying to, for a random person. If they come through and it's like 2-minute take, they're gonna be like, I have no idea what that is.
Right. Also, the outfit that I'm wearing in this video, when we see it, the old logo is still something. The outfit that I'm wearing, also the desk. Funny how the desk starts with nothing on it, and the desk it gets more, and then it gets everything, and it goes back to nothing.
Yeah, it's sort of like
The progression of the desk is just really
like it grew things from the surface of this desk, and then eventually it sort of like dissipated.
within one day. It was like, I'm done.
Yep.
And now
It's like when you shave.
It just kind of fluctuates.
It's like when you shave the desk. Yeah.
We did shave the desk. The desk grew. That's true. How about this? The first ever 2-minute drill. This is a hoot and a half. Check this out.
I do.
Armstrong, cue the music. It's 2-minute drill. 10 questions about Baylor today. J.D. PicKell and Armstrong Sims are matching it off, squaring off against one another. You have 2 minutes on the board. I'm going to start the timer on my little timer right here that I have not put up yet. I'm sorry, I was unprepared.
No, you're great.
10 questions, all Baylor related. Are you ready to answer these? You're going to
ready,
need like
baby.
your notes open.
I'm
You're going to
ready.
need pen and paper, something. Everybody ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. And go. Write down, what are the Bears' names? That is question 1. What are the Bears' names on campus? Question 2. Who's the world-renowned cookie maker at Memorial Dining Hall?
Okay.
Question 3. Which football coach is Baylor's all-time winningest?
As a coach.
As a coach, Baylor football coach, as a coach at Baylor, all-time winningest coach at Baylor. Where does Baylor rank regarding to size amongst Baptist schools in the world? What year was Baylor founded? What is the male to female ratio, male to female, at Baylor University? Here's where they get hard. Last 4 right here. 1 minute left on the clock. What is Judge Baylor's first name? Commonly known by initials. Commonly known by initials, so you can give his first 3 initials. There's extra time for these 4 because they're tougher.
All right.
Name one of the other 2 founders of Baylor University. Just one. Only one. Their last name. There are 2 other founders. Number 9. Who is Baylor's current provost?
This is where it's going to get interesting, Armstrong.
man.
Do you know these, Armstrong?
Oh, I know all of these. Number 10.
Yeah, of course you do.
How many acres is Baylor University? This is whoever gets closest.
Okay.
How many acres is Baylor University?
Anybody need anything repeated?
Dude, I think I got what I'm going to get.
I'm trying to think of acres. It's hard to think in acres.
Yeah, it's whoever guesses close right here. It's whoever guesses close.
I probably have 5 of these.
Wow. And time. 2 minutes is up. All right. Number 1. You can keep the music rolling. I kind of like the music.
It's kind of
start it
fresh.
over. Number 1. What are the Bears' names? JD?
Lady and Joy.
Lady and Joy.
All right. 1 for 1 on the board. Who is the world-renowned cookie maker at Memorial Dining Hall? Armstrong?
Miss May.
JD?
Mrs. Fields.
Oh, Armstrong got number 2.
Tell me you get
Armstrong's
that,
in the
though.
lead.
Mrs. Fields, the cookies, the mall.
No. Oh, no.
Yeah,
Don't
you get
still
it.
no.
You don't get it?
Which football coach
too bad.
is
You gotta
Baylor's
steal.
all-time winningest?
I want Art Briles here.
I went Taft.
Grant Taft. Armstrong stays in the lead at 3-1. Where does Baylor rank regarding to size amongst Baptist schools in the world?
Largest.
Largest?
Number 1.
Number 1. Armstrong in the lead by 2 still. What year was Baylor founded?
1845.
45?
I put 1834.
Woo! It's a 1-point game.
Yeah, I knew I was wrong there.
What's the male to female ratio?
Male 40-60.
Yep, that's what I said too.
It is 40-60. 4 questions left. What's Judge Baylor's first name?
John.
John?
JLL.
It is R.E.B. Baylor.
I just made
I'm glad you didn't get that one.
Name one of the other 2 founders of Baylor University.
No clue.
Scott Drew.
You could have said either Huckins or Tryon, and neither of you said either. What is Baylor's current provost? Who is?
You know Armstrong?
Jones.
Jones?
Jones.
It is Nancy. She's a brick house. Nancy Brickhouse
Okay, so
is
it's
the
gonna come
current
out of this.
provost.
Nancy, she's a brick house.
It is still a 1-point lead for Armstrong.
Okay.
So whoever gets closest gets this one, so it could be a tie.
It could be a
How
tie.
many
right?
acres is Baylor University, JD?
300.
300?
I said 400.
Armstrong's the winner today. It is 1,000 acres at Baylor University.
No way, that's big.
I was not even close.
It is huge.
I was trying to
Neither of
think-
you remotely. I wish I didn't have to give either of you a point.
That's amazing.
But I get the point.
Armstrong wins by 2 in 2-minute
Well
drill.
done, Armstrong.
Talking
Well done,
Baylor
Armstrong.
trivia today. I'm Drake Toll. That's JD PicKell. This guy's got to take his dog to the dog park. That's Armstrong Sims. And this is Up Tempo. 100 days of you taking your dog to the dog
How
park.
about it, man? And we've gone through several dogs, too, in that period of time.
Yeah.
Like 4 or 5
That's the
dogs.
darkest part of this whole
I
thing.
know. I mean, I feel bad for the dogs, but, I mean, it's a dog-eat-dog world, and they've been eaten by the dogs. So that's just the way it goes.
Your
each
dogs
other?
keep eating each other?
Yeah. I wish I could explain. I'm as surprised as you are, but
You
this is just
house-
something that we're all living with. I don't know.
You house cannibalistic dogs?
Yeah.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
only cannibalistic dogs.
Only. I mean,
you think he'd
it's-
learn?
It really is well, you save a fortune on dog food. Let's just start there. Save a fortune.
The new one just
Second.
eats the old.
Yes, exactly.
So technically, you're just buying more dog food, but in the form of a living dog.
Exactly.
Evolution.
Exactly. I mean, it's natural selection at its finest.
And they're free because it's the dog pound.
Yeah.
You buy from the pound, right? Not breeders.
I mean, it depends.
You buy from the pound, buy the
buy
pound?
from the pound.
You sort of mix and match. Like, there's no real science to it, more of an art. But I'll just say, I'm a dog person. And my dogs are also
Clearly.
dogs as they
crave
partake
dogs.
in dogs, yes.
Wow. Glad we checked that box off.
Yeah, well, we didn't. I don't know if I meant to go that deep into that, but
That's
my
Michael
life.
Vick.
Yeah.
You just
Oh,
you
no.
just won.
Yeah, hold on.
Did you know? What? It's too soon for Michael Vick jokes.
Too
It's been
soon
over
for
a
Michael Vick.
decade.
Too soon for
He
Michael
just talked about cannibalistic dogs and how he houses them.
If that's a joke, Michael Vick was like real.
Yeah, Michael
well,
Vick is real.
Was it?
2-decade rule.
Two-decade rule? That exists?
I know that was.
So is Kennedy
No.
assassination jokes okay?
Yeah,
green
you know what
light,
happened
green
20
light.
years ago?
You had the green light.
You know what happened 20 years ago?
Why don't you take a cannonball into that
Yeah,
pool
that's
and
a
let us,
little-
and let
that-
us know?
Yeah.
Like come 9/11, that will be 2 decades.
I'm
And
out.
I don't know if that's good.
I
don't think
I
that-
am permanently out
I think
on
you
those
need a
things.
little. I think
Yeah.
you need a
Think like civil-
little more time, as in like like 600 years separation,
Yeah.
something
Wow.
like that.
I think you're just now to the point where like
I mean, I can make some Black Plague jokes, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But like that's because we're unbelievably removed from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like,
well, are we? Because I feel like we just had another virus that.
Hot seat Armstrong.
Viruses, viri, probably aren't.
I feel
the,
completely comfortable making COVID jokes though.
Yeah,
I do too.
So I don't know.
Especially since we found out more about masks via emails.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh
that was
wow. Yeah, that was tough.
a lot. Let's get political. Political.
Yeah.
Wasn't it in The Office? He's like the Lincoln assassination just recently became funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
I need to
Exactly.
see this play like I need a hole in the head.
What is that? What is that? You know, has the Lincoln assassination gotten there?
Oh yeah,
I think so.
I think that's funny.
You can
It's
make
on the
jokes
table.
about it.
I would say it's on the table.
Wow.
Yeah, that's definitely on the table.
But Vietnam's off the table.
No.
Really?
Since when?
I do have a friend.
Where's that based on?
Because I think a lot of the Vietnam veterans are alive. Good Morning Vietnam? Yeah, I think Good Morning Vietnam was not that satirical though. It didn't like make light of Vietnam War.
We're going down a really interesting rabbit hole here.
We are.
Of things that are okay to joke
Speaking
about.
of rabbit holes, rabbits are animals. You know what else is an animal?
Horses.
Horses.
Oh,
okay,
That's
okay.
right.
I thought you were pointing
Where
at me.
is
I was
this
like,
going?
And guess what Baylor has?
National championship.
Horses in the
trophies.
back.
Yeah. Both of those
Horses
things.
in the back.
Maybe our favorite 10-minute discussion that I think we had on Up Tempo is the day where Andrew and Armstrong really struck. This is a moment for you guys in your relationship. From this point moving forward, you two guys just had an inseparable bond.
Yeah, we do.
As you didn't pay attention to anything happening on the desk, you were just back there talking about equestrian. And every time we would just we would go up for air and be like, Andrew, and you're like, all right.
Here's the deal.
I got another thing here.
It is the most interesting, like, just when you think you know it all, you just hit another link and it's a whole new world. You think you know every team. No, you don't. What's this team? It's like you'll play a JUCO team from Iowa. You don't know. D3 has 2 teams. I'm still riveted by it.
And then they have 3. Remember, there's a random third one that shows up on the W logo.
And then Auburn is like the best team ever, right? But they just pad their stats because they play whatever.
Seton Hill,
not Seton Hall.
Seton Hill.
The
all-girls school. I think both the D3 schools are all-girls schools.
But their horses
No,
are
Seton Hill
boys.
isn't, because the Seton Hill was in the D2
baseball championship tournament.
And we were like, oh, it's the equestrian powerhouse.
That is nuts.
Yeah. I'm convinced that we could do a 3-hour show trying to figure out everything
there
that is equestrian, because there's so much.
How many national analysts are there?
Welcome in to Up Tempo Horsing Around edition. We got Armstrong Sims and Andrew Robertson leading the charge here. Drake Toll and J.D. PicKell behind the mothership.
Yeah, we should run the mothership for the equestrian
and then
podcast.
we need an equestrian podcast.
That'd be one show.
EQP, the EQ pod.
It'd be one show.
One show.
Yeah, you kind of drain that dry up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet you could
But
call the.
you could make some
You
interesting.
could call the guy at
hours.
Auburn, the SID at Auburn, and be like, "Hey, I want to talk to the equestrian coach." He'd be like, "Listen, I don't care.
He'd be
Like on the top of McDonald's at 4 a.m., we'll get them to you.
do it.
We'll get them to you." They're just looking for some pub.
They'd be like, no one's ever called and asked about him.
The EQ pod. The EQ pod. No one does that.
Not GQ, but EQ.
Right.
The EQ pod.
That's good.
Yeah. And we
That's
just
good.
cover equestrian all the time. What if
We can make a podcast
It's a
equestrian and other various topics.
it's
So it's like everything. We just talk about everything, but it all comes back to equestrian.
it's a monthly show.
Hey, you guys.
do you
Welcome to the EQ pod. We're talking about equestrian and everything else. Today we have equestrian and Benghazi. So
Here's my title. Equestrian and other various topics of relative importance.
Nice.
What do you think?
It's a long title, but I like it.
Hey.
Let's get some,
That's why I mean
let's
it's
get
the
some
point.
logos
It's
going.
the point.
It won't fit great on a T-shirt, but I think there's a lot of legs there. 4, actually, to be specific.
Outside of Auburn and Seton Hill this week, the election is heating up. I feel like we should talk about it.
That's of relative importance.
Yeah, that would be great. How many people host the podcast with you?
Just me and A-Rob.
Obviously.
Oh, breaking news here in equestrian. One of the Seton Hill horses has a
Does
broken
breaking
leg.
news exist in
They had to shoot it in the middle of the arena during the equestrian meet.
no.
They do that.
They do not.
They do
They're
that.
They do public executions
Yeah.
of horses.
They have public execution style horses.
That
No
would be
chance.
all
Go to
over
a horse
Because if
race.
they did, I would be there.
My
That's
basically
so wrong.
You want
I'll
to
say
sell
my
tickets?
aunt
I'll tell you how
yeah.
to sell tickets.
Now,
We've got family friends, anniversary, they go to the horse races. It's her first ever time at the horse races. Horse collapses in the middle of the track, breaks its leg, no use. They pop a tent, boom, they kill it. That's what happens in horse races.
I feel like that's different than equestrian. Though,
Yeah,
right?
Okay, maybe.
I feel like you probably have less injuries in equestrian.
Yeah, probably you have less injuries.
You would hope.
If the horse goes down, that's just tough.
Yeah, that's bad.
This is not. It's the sport's not built for the horses to go down.
Yeah.
If one horse goes down, the whole sport.
They're much like the NFL in protecting quarterbacks. They want to protect their horses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Protect your product.
Wow, I feel like we're talking in loops, really productive loops around the most productive loop that we're trying to get to here. Check this out.
A lasso, if you will.
From the oh god, a lariat. It's another word for lasso. You know that. Check this out from the equestrian pod.
Hold on a second. Me and Armstrong have been in the lab researching equestrian.
Up in the stew?
I love it.
First question for you guys. How many Division I teams do you think there are in equestrian?
You go first.
I'm going to say there are, I'm going to say even number. Let's say 16.
Wait, hold on. All right, Drake, you go.
19.
How?
I'm closer.
No,
What is it? Really?
It's 17, so JD's closer.
Oh, hype.
You're telling me there's only 17 teams in the entire
Yeah, that's
D1?
crazy.
How did y'all guess that low?
Yeah, I was expecting
Because
that's like
I know
80.
my equestrian.
Well, clearly not. JD got it closer.
I was fishing in the dark, to be honest with you, so I don't know my question.
I thought you were going to guess like 80.
Yeah, that's what I would
The
expect.
fact that y'all
That's
were
what I would think.
The fact that they made it in at 3-7 or 2-7, whatever it was, I'm like, okay, so they probably don't have that many teams. And also, I couldn't name a single other equestrian team besides SMU. And no, SMU, that's it.
So
TCU has one. TCU has one.
Yep.
TCU does.
And Auburn.
So I have like a
Who we just beat. We literally just beat them, snapped their 42-game win streak,
Yeah, we're
and you
goated.
couldn't even name them.
I had forgotten.
Wow.
I'm short-term memory loss,
To
baby.
boot.
Bro.
Well, Cornell has a team. Well, not a competing team.
Do we?
What? They do, yeah. But, okay, so out of the 17 teams, 3 of the teams don't have a team.
Oh, I did know that Cornell had a question.
3 of them don't have a team.
3 of the teams don't have a team. They have a
So
team that can't
Cornell is
compete.
a member of
Member of
D1, but they not a competing.
But
they
not
don't
a
have
competing team.
They don't have a competing.
They just
team.
have
So what, they just do it for
program.
fun? Just for rec? It's just rec equestrian?
Here we go.
This is what
How
it
many
says.
D3 teams do you think there are?
Oh, there's got to be a lot, huh?
Oh yeah, give me like. Oh no,
just guess.
they have no budget. Give me like 12.
JD?
40.
2.
Oh no!
Just play each other.
It's just a
They
rivalry.
just play each
They
other.
just get really heated.
There's probably a lot
Sweet.
of parity. I was going to say there's a lot of parity, but if Auburn hadn't lost 42 in a row, probably not a lot of parity.
Picture it.
I can't imagine there's a lot of people. Georgia has one.
Picture it. It's Southeastern Western Alabama State. And then it's just a dark screen, just bong, the dynasty. Bong, 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 27. Division III Equestrian Championships. Bong, bong, bong.
It's the hype video.
You know the two. It's Sweetbriar
Yeah.
and Lynchburg,
Yeah, it is.
and they just go at it.
There's 4 Division II schools, so that's
Seton Hill, not Seton Hall. Seton Hill.
the entire sport
Not
has a
Seton
total
Hall.
of 23 teams.
I would genuinely love to go see a meet because I think I would benefit a lot from that. I think there's a lot.
Yeah, we
to
were
learn.
trying to
A fun
look like
up-tempo
we
field
lost
trip.
3-1 in horsemanship in our current match,
Which is
and I was trying to
Horsemanship, not
look what it was. They
Not sportsmanship.
the riders ride past the judges, and the horses' gates are exhibited.
Yeah.
So you literally just ride past the judges.
That
and
sounds
they-
kind of
okay.
sinful.
Scribble down
I
their
would
little.
be
That sounds kind of sinful. I'm not gonna lie to you.
So my question is, how much of the scoring is attributed to the horses?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, see,
that's what I'm saying.
That's right.
So I had we had this big thing called the Nellies. It was like our knockoff of the ESPYs every year. This guy opens with like a monologue, right, as the ESPYs typically is, and he's making jokes, making jokes about comm majors and about like the hotel school, all that. He gets to the more sports centric part of the monologue, and he goes, I want to thank the equestrian team for being here tonight, and like to thank their horses for doing all the work.
Oh no.
And we're all just like,
Boom, got him.
I don't know any equestrian athletes, but this feels really weird right now because they're probably here.
It feels wrong.
Feels weird.
I want someone.
point.
If there's anyone out there listening who understands equestrian, please call in.
Please call in.
Please call in. Tell us.
If I was on the equestrian team and I rode my horse by the judge, and they gave me 1 point and gave the other team 3 points based on how I looked, I might just quit the whole sport right there.
It's like getting points
What do you
for driving
do?
a car.
How do I fix that? How do
Getting
you-
points
how do
for
you-
driving a car.
Yeah, how do you remedy that?
Is Lynchburg Equestrian.
coming off their 15th straight wins.
Lynchburg University's Wikipedia doesn't even have a Wikipedia page.
It's just
schedule release.
Lynchburg.
Yeah, it's the schedule release.
Away, Lynchburg. Away.
This year's equestrian schedule release.
I really do think we need to plan
What
a
was
day.
the other team?
Sweetbriar.
Sweetbriar.
Heated rivalry.
I got to see that schedule
Let's get them on the
release.
show.
Yeah, we
I'm
can
gonna find him on Twitter.
What is that like? Does the coach come out of Sweetbriar and just like, hey, let's go. This is our year.
I think you win a couple there, and you get to go to D2 at one of the 4 prestigious schools that have been losing.
And then they drop down one of the. It's like
What's
farm system.
Sweetbriar
It's a farm
Equestrian.
system.
I found their Twitter page.
What's preseason like?
At Riding Sweet.
Great handle.
I did not make this up. Their profile picture is all their D3 championships.
Well, yeah, there are
They got
2
silverware.
teams.
They got
It's
silverware.
a coin flip. It is an actual coin flip.
This show pushes the envelope. If the wrong person sees this,
If the wrong person is watching, call in.
What are we gonna get?
I want to know.
If you are the wrong person,
Please.
Absolutely.
If you're listening and are offended by what we are saying, call in and right our wrongs, because I would like to know how this sport works.
if you're a D3 equestrian stan,
If you're D1, there's like 17 teams.
if you're a
You know
D3
anything about anything we're talking about, please, you know more than us.
we will admit openly that we're ignorant to this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Openly admitting that we are very ignorant to this conversation.
100%.
I just.
We need help.
How is there 17 teams and 3 of them just play for fun?
Just don't even.
How do they have an odd number of teams?
They're 14, technically.
What?
Oh,
Because
40,
three
okay,
don't
because 3 don't compete.
Oh,
Okay.
that's true.
Of the two Division III teams, do we know that they both compete? Are we confident they both compete? Or is there an odd that one of them doesn't? That is
Go back to
non-competitive. Anything else new about equestrian, you guys?
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I have come a full 180. I now love this sport because there is no structure. D1 plays D3 all the time.
Doesn't matter.
So Auburn's record also, let's call them a little bit of a fraud. I mean, they've played Sweetbriar like 8 times.
Wow. This is true.
Yeah, they're
This
just
is
whipping
true.
up on people. Anyway,
Yeah, look at this.
I have a question. The Big 12 has 4 schools participating in equestrian.
Okay.
They are Baylor, Oklahoma State, TCU, and who else? If you get this right and you haven't looked it up, I will give you $20 cash.
Do you think it's one of the other Texas schools?
I think it's a school that's not traditionally in the Big 12. Like, I don't think it's one of the 10 from football.
Like who? Like who?
I think it is a school in Texas or Oklahoma.
Okay. Who would you say?
Give me $20 cash makes me think it's a school I've never heard of. Let's go Texas State.
Oh, no. That is detrimental. You want me to split the money with you? I didn't even have to look it up. I already know.
Do you know who it is?
No.
Okay.
I know everything there is to know about Baylor
What do you
sports.
All right.
What do you know?
Fresno State. Okay, all right.
Really?
You didn't know that?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
No, you did not know
I
that.
covered equestrian.
Okay.
All right, well,
I'll give that to you. Then you go to get the $20. You just DQ'd yourself.
Correct. All right. Also, we have a graphic for you guys to look
This
at.
is very-
So we were under the assumption D3 was the heated rivalry of Lynchburg
Okay.
And Sweetbriar.
Right. We knew this. Now look at this graphic. Who is Wilson W? They are on no Wikipedia page. They have no information online other than they are a university, believe it or not.
We found out it's
Also,
Wilson College.
Who's single
We all have the
discipline
name
in
on
the
the-
bottom left corner?
The Vixens.
Single discipline. What does that
They're
mean?
the Sweetbriar Vixens. This is like
Lynchburg
the
Wasps.
weekly rankings for single discipline. I don't know, as opposed to what? I don't know. Then the Lynchburg Wasps, maybe.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, the Lynchburg logo is kind of dope, especially in
awesome.
comparison
Yeah, I
to
mess
the
with it.
Vixens.
And the Wilson College.
That's a horrendous logo. The
about the
Vixens.
color
Guys, we
scheme
need
for
19.
Vixens?
We need 1869. We need that date on our main logo, guys.
That's Wikipedia. That is the Wikipedia logo.
I like it.
That they stole the Wikipedia logo and just
I
slapped
don't know.
1869.
They don't have a
on it.
Wikipedia page. It doesn't
It
exist.
doesn't exist. I think if we research this sport,
Does anyone go to college?
And then
there?
we looked up this.
Yeah,
Week
what is
13 matchup. Who's Delaware State? Where's Delaware State coming from?
Who's Delaware State and why are they playing not only on the road but also at home in the same week?
Must be a close.
No.
I assume. Where is Sweetbriar? Do we know?
Yeah, maybe they're just like all in the same little radius.
And why is Lynchburg not playing that week? Why'd they take the week off?
They got a bye week.
Let the horses rest.
Load management.
Fresh legs.
Load management.
How many horses are there? If you think about all the teams combined in the sport,
SMU only beat Lynchburg by 2. Like,
really?
Isn't SMU supposed to be good?
Any given weekday.
any given week, any given Wednesday.
Any given Wednesday is when stuff goes down, man.
Action.
I think if we
Lynchburg's
that's a pretty well put together bracket, or excuse me, graphic.
Yeah, that is wrong. That is
that looks good.
Lynchburg Equestrian's Twitter.
They're sponsored by Adidas.
That is their, yeah.
What do you think Adidas
they have
sponsors
some legit graphics.
What do you think Adidas gives them? Socks? Like what? Like
Saddles?
are they giving them
Horses.
saddles? Adidas horses.
Horses. That'd be cool. Branded horses.
Bridles.
I think the more research we do into this, I think we could probably do research for about 48 hours and learn about 12 new teams. We could learn like how they score it because I still don't understand that at all.
What a loophole!
I think some people.
We kept going deep into.
I think some people are going to show up at y'all's doors and say, "You guys know way too much."
Right? Yeah.
So we're going to show up one day. You'll be like, "What are you talking about?" No, equestrian. No, everything.
No one was supposed to know about our
makes sense.
matchups against Sweetbriar.
They're going to say, "No, everything makes sense," and then y'all are both going to go missing, and we're going to be like, "Wait, what happened to Andrew?"
Are you the one they call Armstrong Sims?
Hey, Armstrong.
You weren't supposed to know about Wilson College.
Yes, who's asking? As far as you know, Wilson College does not exist.
And it'd be the memory spray from Men in Black.
Yeah.
That'll be it.
I just wish I could forget about everything. Oh, you will, kid. You will. Nice.
There were so many moments during that conversation. I was like,
that's it.
Like, is this real? And also I was like, should we be talking about something else? And then I was like, wait, there's 3 teams, but I thought there was only 2. How does that work? Like, there was so much to unpack. It was just a roller coaster of emotions all over the
every time you wanted to like, all right, we can take a break from this. And it's like, but also I want to know more.
And then Kim Mulkey the next day.
Yeah. That's what's nuts, is the next day you get right in the Kim Mulkey conversation. When we come back, celebrity birthdays this day in sports history. Drake Toll, J.D. PicKell, Armstrong Sims, Marquise Cooley, Jack McKenzie, and Andrew Robertson. This is Uptempo.
Happy 100. Today, Uptempo celebrates its 100th live show with a commemorative program to highlight the best moments of the last 6 months. From a national championship in men's basketball to losing a Hall of Fame coach and a wild tennis postseason to a baseball snub, Baylor storylines have been massive, and Uptempo has been there to cover it all. Apart from the celebration, Baylor held its first prospect camp of the Dave Aranda era over the weekend, with dozens of high-caliber players taking it to McLean Stadium to learn from the staff and showcase their skills. Multiple offers have been put out by Aranda and company since the camp concluded. SicEm365's own Grayson Grunhaver caught up with 6 of the biggest names from the weekend, and interviews with each prospect can be found on the SicEm365 premium site under the football tab. And today is the day. SicEm365 and a host of others will begin work on a documentary to celebrate the 2021 Baylor men's basketball national championship run, with interviews kicking off in Houston. In national news, the NCAA baseball tournament is rolling on without one national seed at 6 overall. TCU kisses its chances at Omaha goodbye. The Horned Frogs were upset by Dallas Baptist and Oregon State over the weekend to lose their own regional in Lupton. Texas Tech and Texas, on the other hand, have already punched tickets to a super regional, along with NC State, Arizona, Vandy, ECU, Tennessee, and Notre Dame. Notable teams to fall early include Florida, TCU, Louisiana Tech, and South Carolina. And in national news, Wisconsin announced the addition of a 7'1" center who is transferring from Cincinnati, and Chris Vogt. Vogt started 50 games for the Bearcats over the last 2 seasons and averaged 5 points, 3.5 rebounds, and a block a game. I'm Armstrong Simpson. That's all the news that is news in college sports. This has been Armstrong's Minute on SicEm365 Radio's Uptempo.
At Baylor University, students can shine in their own way. Or should we say their own ways? Because there's no limit to the ways Baylor students make the world a brighter place. Whether they're leading a student organization or following a higher calling, getting advice from faculty, or taking part in world-class research, pursuing their dreams, or working toward their dream job, students find their place to shine at Baylor, where lights shine bright.
Allen Samuels is celebrating Memorial Day with the all-new Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid Limited with up to $6,000 in values or 0% for 72 months. The 2021 Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid Limited has exceptional and efficient hybrid gas range for local driving or extended excursions. Come to the Memorial Day sales event at Allen Samuels, the award-winning customer service Central Texas dealer. The best place to see this amazing vehicle. Located at 201 West Loop 340, Allen Samuels is your friend in the car business.
Come by. Let's be friends.
Do you or your kids get nervous about going to the dentist? Stonewood Dental. Dr. Steve Childress, he can help.
I've spent a career taking care of patients who as children had bad experiences, and now they're adults that hate going to the dentist. If I get a kid at 3 years old and they come every 6 months and it's a happy experience, it's normal for them. Now they have an accident at 6 or 7 or 8 at school. Now they have a broken tooth or a trauma, and they have to come here. They're used to lights, they're used to water in their mouth, they're used to experience, they already trust us. It's amazing what we can do with that kid without it being a negative thing. But if I see a 6 or 7 or 8 year old that's never been to the dentist, and now they have a trauma or an unfortunate unexpected toothache, it's harder to do that for that kid and it not be somewhat of a negative experience. So bottom line is I try to teach kids and adults and teenagers, everybody, the way I'd want my family treated, which is where it's a necessary part of life. You just take care of it. It doesn't have to be that big a deal.
Learn more, stonewood-dental.com.
In the market for a quality metal building? Since 1943, Pioneer Steel and Pipe has helped Central Texas residential and commercial customers with metal building design, panel options, building components, and trim options. Pioneer Steel and Pipe's residential line is energy efficient, offers low maintenance, reduces insurance payments, is impact resistant, and carries up to a 45-year limited warranty. In addition, they can also help you find a metal building contractor for your project. Pioneer Steel and Pipe with locations in Waco and Bryan and at pioneersboys.com.
Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics, the team physician of Baylor Athletics. Our doctors specialize in the diagnosis and treatment of any and all sports-related injuries. Celebrating over a decade of service in Central Texas, our doctors are equipped to handle a wide range of issues, whether it's your foot or ankle, orthopedic spine care, your hand or wrist, knee and shoulder pain, or if you're in need of our arthritis or total joint clinic. Come see us at the new Baylor Scott and White Ted and Sue Getterman Sports and Orthopedic Center. Trusted doctors at Baylor Trust, Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. Our goal is to get you back in the game.
Texas Farm Bureau Insurance has protected fellow Texans with auto, home, health, and life insurance since 1952. With more than 260,000 square miles of land and 27 million people, that's a lot to cover. Whether you're wrangling cattle or wrangling kids, we're proud to protect Texans in all Texan ways of life.
Stop by and see our agents at one of our 3 McLennan County locations.
Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation. Welcome back to Up Tempo on SicEm365 Radio.
Why are you the way that you are? Honestly, every time I try to do something fun or exciting, you make it not that way. I hate so much about the things that you choose to be.
Now back to the Bears Den with Drake Toll and J.D. PicKell for the Blonde Boys Power Hour.
Welcome back into the Petty Clinic Low T Bears Den. Big Monday. How about it? It doesn't feel like a Monday. It feels like it's easy like Sunday morning.
Yeah, it does kind of feel easy like a Sunday morning.
Like a Sunday morning.
It was a little earlier than a Sunday morning this morning. You know, like we had to get up a little bit earlier.
Yeah, than a Sunday.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sun's coming down though.
You got the sun's coming down. Would you? What?
Or rain's coming down.
The rain is coming down today.
Sunday morning, rain is falling.
Yeah, a little Maroon 5 action.
Yeah,
nice.
You get it.
So yeah, I'm looking at the celebrity birthday list today. There's a guy on here with only one eye.
Cyclops.
I feel like you know who it is too. I feel like you would listen to his music.
One eye.
Yep.
That took me a second. Yeah. Okay. Really?
Yeah.
His birthday?
It's his birthday. How old do you think he is?
Fetty Wap is probably around. I want to say he's a little bit older. I'm gonna give him 32.
Celebrity birthdays! Fetty Wap, we got 32. Armstrong.
Yeah, baby.
17, 38.
6, 7, 9.
31.
I'm like, hey, what's up? Hello.
You know him, Armstrong.
Yeah, you would know him if you heard him.
Yeah, I think I've heard of him.
35.
30. years old today.
Wow. Okay,
Out of the
Marquise
20s.
closest.
Leaving the 20s. Prince, dead, would have been how old?
Ooh.
I remember he died young, right?
He died.
He did die. I think it would have been 60.
Guys like that are so hard to peg.
I was going to
because
say
he's
65.
younger.
Huh?
65.
I'm going to say 63.
Nice.
63. Would have been 63
I heard Armstrong
today.
65. I thought maybe it was close to that.
Nice. George Ezra.
Oh, yeah.
How's that cheating?
Yeah.
That's not cheating.
She's playing the game.
So
playing the game.
Wasn't a
Playing
cold
the game.
guess. I'll be in the hot sun, something and some. He is.
Who?
George Ezra.
George Ezra is. Let's say. I'm gonna say he's in the 30s, 36,
32,
34.
28.
Okay.
Emily
still gotta
Ratajkowski.
Let's say she is.
model? Why did I know that
she's-
name?
Let's say she's 29.
What did she do?
40.
Not much.
I think she is just a model.
Okay.
She feels like she's like 26.
Okay. 30. She's 30 today.
Wow.
Passing over. Bill Hader.
Hater.
Hardly know her.
I don't hate anybody.
She works really well.
Much less her.
Bill Hader.
Dude, I don't know. What is he famous for?
Bill Hader, SNL.
He's an actor.
SNL, he's an
Oh,
actor,
really?
comedy
You'd know him if
actor.
you saw him.
Yeah, you definitely would
You've
know.
seen him.
He's oldish.
I'm going to say
kinda
he's 50, 48.
Okay.
50, 48.
57.
50, 48.
57.
60.
43. I thought he was older.
Oh, he looks
43.
so old.
Yeah,
not
he does look
aged
so
well.
old. Liam Neeson's how old? And I'll give you a hint. It is nice.
69.
Qui-Gon
Nice
Jinn.
job, you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Tom Jones. What's new, pussycat? Whoa, whoa.
60.
62.
Not unusual.
Ooh, I'm gonna say he's older.
Yep.
Yeah, I would say.
73.
I'm going to say he's older, yeah.
73.
76.
I'm going to go 90.
81.
Dang it.
These are so tough.
Good effort.
Allen Iverson. Great day for birthdays.
The answer.
Allen Iverson.
That's actually.
Gotta go quick. Gotta roll quick.
42.
39.
40.
46.
Ooh.
Wow.
Michael Cera.
Oh,
Michael Sarah is
29.
I'm gonna say he's 31.
33.
He's going to be old.
33.
33.
Bro, nailed it.
Bear Grylls.
Dead.
Oh, 52.
He's dead?
No.
Oh.
My bad.
not
50's
dead.
'Atta boy.
47.
Bro, we were nailing them.
Mike
go.
Pence. Former Vice President Mike Pence.
Bro, no clue.
71.
69. Oh, I shouldn't have guessed that.
59.
No. No.
That's 3 straight.
Let's
Correct.
Let's go.
We gotta keep this going.
All right, Armstrong, you're...
We jumped the gun, too. It's 20 seconds before the end of the show.
Can we just walk it off?
Wow. Walking it off.
Yeah, we don't want another one.
Me off guard. It actually did today.
We don't want another question. We're done.
That was
For the
impressive.
first time
I think
ever.
everybody got one.
It caught me off guard. Well, that's so good. I'm Drake Toll. That's J.D. PicKell, Armstrong Sims, Jack McKenzie, Marquise Cooley, and Andrew Robertson. When we come back tomorrow, we're talking some more NCAA baseball tournament and Women's College World Series as the national championship matchup will be set. This is Up Tempo.